You stand at the crossroads of your own mind, the place where all things are created. In this very moment, you have the power to choose peace or worry, to embrace calm or surrender to stress. But I tell you this, you are meant for peace, and it is your right to live free from the shackles of worry. Let no one, and I mean no one, cause you to carry their burdens, their fears, or their anxieties. Your emotional state is the most important thing you can control. The world around you, with all its noise, chaos, and unpredictability, can be overwhelming at times. People will act in ways that upset you, situations will arise that challenge your peace, and circumstances will test your patience. But here's the truth: you have the power to decide how you respond. No one else has control over your emotional state unless you give it to them. It's all about the power of your mind and your ability to center yourself in any situation. When you feel frustration, anger, or fear, it's easy to think that these emotions are caused by external circumstances. You may look at the behavior of others or a difficult situation and believe that these things are forcing you to feel a certain way. But the reality is that your emotional state is not dictated by the outside world. Your inner world is where the true power lies. How you feel is determined by the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. It's your interpretation of the events around you that shapes how you feel, not the events themselves. When you begin to understand this, you start to realize how much control you actually have. The next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, ask yourself, what am I choosing to focus on right now? The answer to that question is often the key to shifting your emotional state. If you focus on the things that are causing you stress, anxiety, or frustration, you will continue to feel those emotions. But if you choose to focus on something positive, something that brings you peace, gratitude, or joy, your emotional state will begin to change. It's important to understand that emotions are not permanent. They are fluid, and they change based on what you give your attention to. When you allow your mind to focus on the negative, your emotions will mirror that negativity. But if you shift your focus to positive thoughts, you can experience an immediate transformation in how you feel. This is why it's so important to be mindful of your thoughts. You cannot afford to let your mind wander aimlessly. Every thought you think is shaping your reality, and your emotional state is a reflection of those thoughts. One powerful tool for controlling your emotional state is the practice of deep breathing. When you feel overwhelmed or upset, take a moment to pause and breathe. Slow, deep breaths activate your body's relaxation response and signal to your brain that you are in control. Breathing deeply helps to slow down your heart rate and bring a sense of calm to your mind. It allows you to detach from the emotional intensity of the moment and regain a sense of clarity. In those quiet moments of breath, you remember your power. You remind yourself that you are not a victim to your emotions, but the master of them. Another powerful way to control your inner state is through self-awareness. When you become aware of the emotions you are experiencing, you take the first step in transforming them. Often we go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations without ever stopping to examine how we're feeling. But when you take the time to notice your emotions and the thoughts that accompany them, you can begin to question whether those thoughts are serving you. Are they based on facts, or are they simply perceptions that you've accepted as truth? By challenging your thoughts and replacing them with more empowering beliefs, you can shift your emotional state in an instant. It's essential to understand that your emotional state is your responsibility. No one else is responsible for how you feel. You may encounter difficult people or situations that trigger negative emotions, but it's still your choice whether to react or respond. The key is to cultivate emotional resilience, the ability to remain calm, centered, and at peace no matter what's happening around you. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is okay when it's not. It means recognizing that you have the ability to rise above the external circumstances and maintain control over your inner world. One way to practice emotional resilience is by developing a strong sense of self-worth. When you believe in your own value and strength, you are less likely to be affected by the opinions and actions of others. You understand that the way others behave is a reflection of them, not of you. No one has the power to make you feel less than or unworthy unless you allow it. When you stand firm in your self-worth, you are unshakable. Nothing can disturb your peace, because you know that your worth is not tied to the actions of others. The ability to control your inner state also involves letting go of the need for external validation. When you seek approval or affirmation from others, you place your emotional well-being in their hands. But when you learn to validate yourself, to give yourself the love and approval you need, you become self-sufficient. You no longer rely on others to make you feel good about yourself. Your inner state is anchored in your own sense of worth, not in the opinions of others. This is where true power lies, in the ability to create your own sense of peace and happiness, regardless of what's happening outside of you. Remember that emotional control is a practice, not a one-time event. It takes time and effort to train your mind to remain calm and centered in all circumstances. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Each time you face a difficult situation and choose to respond with calmness and clarity, you strengthen your ability to control your emotional state. Over time, this will become second nature. You will no longer be tossed around by the winds of external circumstances, but will stand firm in your own inner peace. Controlling your emotional state is about recognizing that you are the creator of your reality. The world will always offer challenges and obstacles, but it's your inner state that determines how you experience them. Choose peace, choose calm, and choose to remain in control. The power is always within you. Trusting in divine timing is one of the most liberating and empowering beliefs you can hold. It requires a deep faith that everything is unfolding in its perfect moment, even when things don't seem to make sense at the time. In our fast-paced world, we are conditioned to want everything instantly, to want the results of our hard work, our desires, and our prayers to manifest immediately. But divine timing teaches us that there is a rhythm to life, one that we are often unaware of. Yet it is always in motion. And in that rhythm, everything happens when it is meant to. The first step in trusting divine timing is understanding that life operates on a much larger scale than we can often see. Our limited perspective as human beings can make us feel as though we are not where we want to be, or that we are running out of time. But the truth is that we are exactly where we need to be at this moment. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, and the circumstances you are experiencing right now are serving a purpose, even if that purpose is not yet clear. There are forces at work that go beyond your conscious understanding, forces that are guiding you to where you need to be. When you begin to trust in these forces, you allow life to unfold in a way that is far greater than anything you could have orchestrated yourself. We live in a world where impatience is often seen as a virtue, and waiting is often viewed as something negative, something that suggests you're not doing enough or not working hard enough. But this belief creates unnecessary tension. Trusting divine timing means surrendering the need to control the outcome, to manipulate the speed at which things come into your life. It's about accepting that there is a natural order, a sequence of events that must unfold, and that rushing this process only leads to frustration and disappointment. Patience is not about passively waiting. It's about having the faith and confidence to trust that what is meant for you will come at the right time. When you trust in divine timing, you stop forcing things into existence. You stop pushing, chasing, and trying to make things happen before they are meant to. Instead, you allow yourself to relax and align with the flow of life. The truth is, when you try to control the timing of your desires, you are often working against the natural flow of things. You may want something now, but if it's not yet the right time, forcing it will only create resistance. The universe works on a level far beyond our comprehension, and it knows exactly when the time is right for you to receive what you have asked for. The key is surrendering to this wisdom and letting go of the need to dictate the timing of your life. One of the greatest challenges we face in trusting divine timing is overcoming our fear of missing out or thinking that we are falling behind. It's easy to look around at others and believe that they have figured it out, that their lives are moving forward while ours are stuck in place. We tend to compare our journey to others, which only creates anxiety and doubt. But you must remember that everyone is on their own path, and just because someone else's life seems to be progressing at a different pace doesn't mean yours is not unfolding perfectly. comparison is the thief of joy, and when you stop comparing, you create space for your own blessings to unfold. Trusting divine timing means letting go of the fear of missing out, and instead, focusing on the knowledge that what is for you will come at the perfect moment, in the perfect way. It's also important to understand that divine timing is not about passivity. It doesn't mean that you should sit back and do nothing while waiting for your desires to appear. Trusting in divine timing requires active participation in your own life. It requires you to continue taking inspired action, pursuing your passions, and aligning your efforts with your vision, but without attachment to the outcome. This is the key to true alignment, doing the work with faith that the universe is responding to your actions and will deliver what you need at the right time. The moment you release the need to control the outcome, you open yourself to receiving it in unexpected ways. The universe is always speaking to you. It communicates through your intuition, your feelings, and the signs that appear in your life. When you trust divine timing, you begin to listen to these cues more deeply. You become more attuned to the subtle shifts and changes that are guiding you. Often we ignore these nudges because we are too busy trying to force things to happen. But when you trust in the timing of life, you start to realize that every step you take is part of a larger, more beautiful picture. The next step you need to take will be revealed to you at the right time, and when you are open and receptive to these signs, you will never feel lost or uncertain. One of the most powerful practices you can adopt to trust divine timing is to focus on the present moment. The present is where all life happens. When you are fixated on the future or the past, you miss the beauty of the now. Divine timing teaches us that everything is unfolding as it should. Instead of worrying about when something will happen, shift your focus to enjoying the present moment, appreciating what you already have, and trusting that everything else will come in its own time. The more you focus on the now, the more aligned you become with the flow of life. Remember that divine timing is never about waiting in vain or enduring hardship for no reason. Every experience you have is preparing you for what's coming next. Even the challenges, delays, and setbacks are part of the process. They are teaching you patience, resilience, and trust. You are evolving and growing even when it feels like nothing is happening. Trust that every delay, every challenge, and every setback is part of your divine plan, moving you closer to your true desires. Trusting in divine timing means knowing that everything you have asked for is already on its way. It is just waiting for the perfect time to arrive. The more you relax into this trust, the more your life will flow with ease, and the more you will experience the miracle of divine timing. Trust the process and know that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The power of focus is one of the most profound forces you can harness in life. In a world filled with distractions, noise, and endless options, the ability to direct your attention to what truly matters is a superpower. Focus allows you to eliminate the clutter and zero in on what is important, bringing clarity to your actions and intention to your outcomes. It is the difference between a life of aimless wandering and a life of purpose-driven achievement. To focus is to consciously choose where your energy goes. Every thought you think and every action you take is a result of where you direct your attention. It's easy to get caught up in the trivialities of life, to become consumed by the news, social media, or the opinions of others. But true power lies in your ability to filter out the noise and decide where you want to channel your energy. Your focus creates your reality, because your attention is what drives the course of your life. Focus requires discipline. In a world that constantly competes for your attention, it takes intentional effort to stay focused on what you set out to do. This means learning to say no to distractions, to train your mind to stay anchored in the present moment. Every time you let your attention wander, you lose precious time and energy that could be spent moving closer to your goals. The more disciplined you are with your focus, the more energy you direct toward your vision, and the quicker you will manifest your desires. But focus is not just about keeping your attention on something. It's also about quality. Many people believe that multitasking is a sign of productivity, but the truth is, multitasking often dilutes your focus and diminishes your effectiveness. When you split your attention between multiple tasks, none of them get your full energy, and your results will suffer. The most successful people understand that it's far more effective to devote your full attention to one thing at a time. When you focus on a single task, you give it the energy, time, and care it deserves, and in return, that task becomes more meaningful and impactful. Focus also has the power to transform your mindset. When you direct your attention to your strengths, to what you are grateful for, and to the possibilities in your life, your entire perspective shifts. Instead of seeing obstacles, you begin to see opportunities. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything you have to do, you start to feel empowered by the small, focused steps you are taking toward your vision. Your focus shapes your mindset. When you focus on positivity, gratitude, and possibility, you cultivate an inner environment that is conducive to success. One of the most powerful aspects of focus is its ability to help you overcome fear and doubt. When you are focused on your goal, you drown out the inner chatter that tries to convince you of your limitations. Fear, doubt, and worry are often the result of a scattered mind. When your attention is divided, your thoughts become muddled, and you allow uncertainty to creep in. But when you focus solely on your objective, those fears lose their grip. Focus helps you quiet the mental noise and center your mind on what you can achieve, not on what you fear. To understand the power of focus, consider the example of a magnifying glass. When you use a magnifying glass to focus the sunlight, you can concentrate its energy on a single point, creating intense heat. The same principle applies to your mind. When you focus your attention on a specific goal or purpose, you concentrate your mental and emotional energy into that one thing, increasing its intensity and potential. It's like turning up the heat on your desires. When you focus on them with intensity, they begin to manifest in ways that might seem miraculous. The more focused you are on your goal, the more energy you direct toward its realization. One of the greatest challenges in maintaining focus is dealing with setbacks. Life is full of unexpected events, disappointments, and challenges that can easily derail your focus. But true power lies in your ability to refocus. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to become discouraged and distracted. But when you learn to pivot and redirect your attention back to what matters, you maintain momentum. Focus is not about avoiding failure or challenges. It's about staying resilient and returning to your objective no matter what obstacles come your way. Another aspect of focus is its ability to create a sense of purpose. When you focus on something with intention, you begin to align your actions with your values, your vision, and your purpose in life. It gives you direction and clarity. You no longer move through life aimlessly, but with a clear sense of where you're going. When you're focused, even the smallest actions take on significance, because you know that they are contributing to the bigger picture. Focus transforms the mundane into the meaningful, because every step you take is in alignment with your purpose. There is also a spiritual aspect to focus. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of stilling the mind, of meditating or focusing on a single thought or mantra. This practice is not just about quieting the mind, it's about honing the mind's ability to direct its energy. When you focus on your breath, your thoughts, or an intention, you become aligned with your higher self and the greater purpose of your life. Focus helps you tune into the deeper truths of who you are, connecting you to the divine intelligence that guides you. Focus is a choice, a daily practice of directing your attention and energy in ways that serve your highest good. It's about being intentional with where you place your time, energy, and thoughts. It's easy to get distracted, to allow the world to pull you in 1,000 different directions. But when you make the decision to focus, you unlock your full potential. Your life becomes a reflection of where you place your attention. If you want to create the life you desire, it all begins with focus. Direct your energy with intention, and you will see how your life begins to transform. Releasing the need for control is one of the most liberating actions you can take in your life. It is a conscious decision to let go of the illusion that you can control everything and everyone around you. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals, responsibilities, or dreams. Rather, it means accepting that there are forces greater than your own will at work. When you let go of control, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities and experiences that you could never have imagined when you were trying to force everything to fit into your plan. The need for control often comes from a deep-seated fear of uncertainty, fear of failure, or fear of the unknown. We feel as though we need to control situations, people, or outcomes in order to create a sense of security. This desire for control is a natural human instinct. We seek predictability because it helps us feel safe, and when things are uncertain, we often feel anxious or out of our depth. But the truth is, the more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more you create stress and resistance in your life. Control leads to frustration and exhaustion, because the reality is, you can never control everything. The first step in releasing the need for control is understanding that control is an illusion. While you can control your actions, your thoughts, and your reactions, there are many things in life that are beyond your influence. You cannot control the actions of others, the outcomes of events, or the timing of things. No matter how hard you try to manipulate situations, they will unfold according to their own rhythm. Accepting this truth is the key to freeing yourself from the constant struggle for control. Life has its own flow, its own natural order, and trying to impose your will on it only creates resistance and frustration. Once you accept that control is an illusion, the next step is learning to trust. Trust is the antidote to control. When you trust, you surrender the need to micromanage every detail of your life. You trust that things will unfold in their own time, in the best way possible. Trust is not about passively waiting for things to happen, but about letting go of the need to manipulate the outcomes. Trust is about knowing that life has a plan for you, and that all you need to do is align your actions with your deepest desires while allowing space for the unknown. The idea of releasing control can feel terrifying, especially when you've been conditioned to believe that you must take charge of every aspect of your life. We live in a culture that often celebrates the need to be in control, to take the reins and be the master of your fate. But true power lies in your ability to let go of that need. When you release control, you create space for miracles to happen, for opportunities to unfold in ways you couldn't have planned or expected. By letting go, you are opening yourself up to a higher level of alignment with the universe and its abundant possibilities. Another essential part of releasing the need for control is understanding that you are not responsible for everything. Many people carry an enormous burden, believing that they must take responsibility for the happiness, well-being, and actions of others. This often leads to feelings of overwhelm and burnout. But the truth is, you are responsible only for yourself and your actions. Everyone else is on their own journey, and while you may wish to help or guide them, you cannot control their paths. By relinquishing the need to control others, you allow them the space to grow, learn, and evolve in their own way, just as you are doing. When you release the need for control, you also release attachment to specific outcomes. This is one of the most liberating aspects of letting go. Attachment to outcomes creates suffering, because you begin to identify your happiness and sense of self-worth with how things turn out. If things don't go according to your plan, you feel disappointed, frustrated, or even devastated. But when you release this attachment, you free yourself from the weight of expectations. You start to enjoy the process rather than obsessing over the end result. The journey becomes just as important as the destination, and you begin to appreciate the lessons, growth, and experiences that come with it. Letting go of control also means embracing uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, and there will always be unknowns, surprises, and twists along the way. Instead of fearing these moments of uncertainty, try to see them as opportunities for growth. Uncertainty is where magic happens. It is the space where creativity and innovation can emerge. When you are not bound by rigid expectations, you allow yourself the freedom to adapt and respond in ways that serve your greater good. By releasing control, you become more adaptable and resilient, able to flow with life rather than struggle against it. It's important to remember that releasing the need for control does not mean becoming passive or giving up on your desires. On the contrary, it's about taking inspired action while trusting the outcome. You can still work hard, set goals, and pursue your dreams, but you do so without trying to force things to happen. You set your intention, take action, and then trust that the universe will deliver what you need when the time is right. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and mindset, you create an environment that supports your growth and success. Releasing control allows you to live in a state of peace. Constantly trying to control everything creates a sense of tension and anxiety. But when you let go, you can experience a sense of calm and serenity. You stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. Life becomes less about struggle and more about ease. You begin to trust that whatever happens, you will be okay. You will find your way, and everything you need will come at the right time. Releasing the need for control is not about giving up on your dreams or responsibilities. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. It's about trusting in the process, embracing uncertainty, and allowing life to unfold in its own perfect way. When you let go of control, you open yourself up to a world of infinite possibilities, and you create space for true peace and fulfillment. Inner peace is not something that must be earned or achieved. It is your birthright. It is a fundamental part of who you are, always accessible and available to you, no matter the circumstances around you. However, over the course of life, many people lose touch with this inherent peace, believing that it must be found externally or that it requires external conditions to be met. But the truth is, inner peace comes from within. It is a state of being, not a state of doing. So many people spend their lives in search of peace, thinking that it can only be found once certain conditions are met, once they achieve success, find the right partner, secure their financial future, or attain some other external goal. But these are fleeting sources of satisfaction. When we chase after peace in the external world, we will always find ourselves chasing. This endless pursuit creates stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. True peace is not something that can be bought, acquired, or manipulated. It is a state of consciousness. It's the understanding that regardless of the circumstances in your life, you have the ability to cultivate a deep sense of peace within yourself. To understand that inner peace is your birthright is to understand that peace is an essential part of your nature. Before you were born, you existed in a state of pure potential, and that state was peaceful, untroubled, and whole. You didn't need to do anything to earn peace. You simply were peace. As you grew, however, you became conditioned by the world around you. The demands, the expectations, the stresses of daily life began to obscure your connection to that inner calm. But the essence of peace never left you. It simply became hidden beneath layers of fear, doubt, and worry. Recognizing that inner peace is your birthright allows you to stop searching for it outside yourself. The pursuit of peace often becomes an obsession, one that takes people on endless quests to change their circumstances. But when you start to recognize that peace is already within you, the need to constantly seek it externally fades. Instead of searching for something outside yourself, you begin the process of peeling back the layers that block your connection to your true, peaceful nature. The first step in reconnecting with your inner peace is to quiet the mind. The mind is constantly racing, filled with thoughts of the past, worries about the future, and judgments about the present. This constant mental chatter is what keeps us from experiencing peace. To cultivate inner peace, you must learn to become aware of your thoughts and detach from them. When you are aware of the thoughts that pass through your mind, you begin to recognize that they are not who you are. You are not your thoughts. Your true self, the essence of who you are, is beyond the thoughts. By practicing mindfulness and meditation, you can begin to quiet the mind and reconnect with the stillness that is your true nature. Another key to experiencing inner peace is the practice of letting go. Letting go of attachments, of the need to control everything, and of the desire to fix or change people and situations. This is one of the most freeing actions you can take. The more you hold on to things, the more you create tension and stress. Whether it's holding on to old resentments, unrealistic expectations, or the need to control every outcome, these attachments block your ability to experience peace. When you let go of the need to control, you allow life to unfold naturally, and in doing so, you return to your natural state of peace. Inner peace is also about accepting things as they are. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It does not mean giving up on change or improvement. Acceptance is about acknowledging things as they are in the present moment, without judgment. When you accept your circumstances, your emotions, and even the people around you, you free yourself from the constant struggle to change them. Peace comes from acceptance, from embracing life as it unfolds, rather than fighting against it. Acceptance opens the door to peace, because it allows you to surrender the resistance you hold against what is. One of the most transformative aspects of inner peace is the realization that you cannot control external circumstances, but you can control your response to them. Life will always have its ups and downs, its challenges and uncertainties. However, you can choose how you respond to those challenges. You have the power to decide whether to respond with fear, anxiety, and stress, or whether to respond with calm, clarity, and grace. Your inner peace is found in your ability to remain grounded in the midst of chaos, to respond from a place of awareness rather than reaction. When you realize that your response is within your control, you reclaim your power and peace. Another way to reconnect with your inner peace is by practicing self-compassion. So often we are our own harshest critics. We judge ourselves for our mistakes, for not meeting our expectations, and for not being perfect. But inner peace cannot coexist with self-judgment. When you are at peace with yourself, you accept your imperfections, your mistakes, and your humanity. You are kind and gentle with yourself, knowing that you are doing the best you can in any given moment. Self-compassion allows you to create a safe, loving inner environment where peace can thrive. Inner peace is nurtured by living in alignment with your true values. When you are living in a way that is in harmony with your deepest beliefs and values, you feel a sense of inner peace that comes from knowing you are being true to yourself. Living authentically is a powerful way to experience peace, because it removes the inner conflict that comes from living out of alignment with who you truly are. The more you honor your inner truth, the more at peace you become. Your birthright to inner peace is already within you, waiting to be rediscovered. It is not something you need to find or achieve, it is something you need to remember. Through mindfulness, acceptance, letting go, self-compassion, and living authentically, you can reconnect with the deep, unwavering peace that is your true nature. When you release the external expectations and judgments that block your peace, you allow the stillness within to emerge. Inner peace is always available to you, and it is through reconnecting with your inner world that you can experience the profound calm that lies within. From a place of self-belief is one of the most powerful choices you can make in your life. Self-belief is the foundation upon which everything else is built. It is the inner conviction that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of success, happiness, and fulfillment. When you choose to live from this place, you begin to see the world through a lens of possibility, where challenges become opportunities for growth, and setbacks become stepping stones toward your greater vision. Without self-belief, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by doubt, fear, and insecurity, allowing external circumstances to dictate your sense of worth and your potential. But when you make the decision to believe in yourself, you unlock the power to create the life you truly desire. Self-belief is not something that is given to you by others, nor is it dependent on external validation. It is an internal state that you cultivate through your thoughts, actions, and perceptions. But the foundation of self-belief lies in trusting yourself and your abilities, even when things seem uncertain or difficult. It's about knowing, deep down, that you have the strength, resilience, and resourcefulness to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. Belief in yourself is not about arrogance or perfection. It is about having confidence in your ability to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and determination. It is about recognizing that you are enough, just as you are, and that you have everything you need within you to succeed. The journey to living from a place of self-belief begins with shifting your mindset. Often people are conditioned to focus on their limitations, failures, and mistakes. They internalize negative beliefs about themselves, such as "I'm not good enough," or "I don't have what it takes." These limiting beliefs become deeply ingrained in their subconscious, influencing their behavior, choices, and actions. However, when you choose to live from a place of self-belief, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. You begin to recognize your strengths, your unique talents, and the qualities that make you capable and powerful. Self-belief begins with the simple decision to stop doubting your potential and to start trusting your abilities. One of the most important steps in cultivating self-belief is learning to embrace your flaws and imperfections. Many people believe that in order to be worthy of success or love, they must be perfect. They fear judgment or rejection because of their perceived shortcomings. But the truth is, your imperfections do not diminish your value. In fact, they make you unique and human. Living from a place of self-belief means accepting yourself fully, flaws and all, and recognizing that you are worthy of all the good things that life has to offer, just as you are. When you release the need for perfection, you free yourself from the constant pressure to measure up to impossible standards. This acceptance allows you to move forward with confidence and grace, knowing that you are enough, regardless of your imperfections. Another crucial aspect of living from a place of self-belief is taking action. It's not enough to simply believe in yourself, you must also act on that belief. When you take inspired action, even in the face of fear or uncertainty, you reinforce your belief in yourself. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand your potential and show yourself that you are capable of more than you realize. Action builds momentum, and with every step you take toward your goals, your self-belief grows stronger. It's through doing that you prove to yourself that you are worthy of success, that you have what it takes to achieve your dreams, and that you can trust your instincts to guide you. Living from a place of self-belief also requires resilience. There will be setbacks, challenges, and obstacles along the way, but it's important to understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth or abilities. Failure is a natural part of growth. It's a sign that you are trying, learning, and evolving. Self-belief is not about avoiding failure, but about having the courage to keep going in spite of it. When you face challenges with resilience, you demonstrate to yourself that you have the strength to persevere and the faith to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. Each time you rise from failure, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving your dreams, no matter the obstacles. Surrounding yourself with positivity is another essential aspect of living from a place of self-belief. The people and environments you expose yourself to have a profound impact on your mindset and sense of self-worth. If you surround yourself with negativity, criticism, and doubt, it will be difficult to cultivate self-belief. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, and when you immerse yourself in environments that support your growth, your belief in yourself becomes stronger. Choose to be around people who inspire you, challenge you, and support your vision for your life. These positive influences will help reinforce your self-belief and remind you of your potential, especially during times when you may doubt yourself. Living from a place of self-belief also means being kind and compassionate toward yourself. Self-criticism and self-doubt can be paralyzing, but self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your mistakes without judgment and to treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer to a friend. When you are compassionate with yourself, you create a safe space for growth and healing, free from the fear of failure. Self-compassion also helps you overcome negative self-talk, replacing it with affirmations of worth, confidence, and possibility. By practicing self-compassion, you reinforce the belief that you are deserving of love, success, and happiness, no matter what challenges you face. Living from a place of self-belief is about trusting that you are the creator of your own reality. You have the power to shape your life through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. When you believe in yourself, you align with your true potential, and you begin to take conscious steps toward your dreams, knowing that the universe supports you in your endeavors. The more you practice living from this place of self-belief, the more you will see evidence of your power and your worth. You are capable of achieving greatness, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Embrace the truth of your potential, take inspired action, and trust that you are worthy of all the success, joy, and fulfillment that life has to offer. When you live from a place of self-belief, you open yourself up to a world of limitless possibilities. Detachment is freedom. It is the art of letting go of releasing the attachment to outcomes, people, and possessions that bind us to the limitations of the material world. Many people believe that attachment is an integral part of life, that to love, to have goals, and to care about things means holding on tightly to them. But in reality, detachment is not about indifference or lack of care. Rather, it is the freedom to experience life without being owned by it, to interact with the world without being controlled by it. Detachment is not a denial of life's joys, it is a release from the belief that your happiness depends on external conditions. It is a shift in consciousness that allows you to experience peace and clarity, regardless of what is happening around you. At its core, detachment is about recognizing that nothing in life is permanent, and nothing is truly ours to hold on to forever. People, circumstances, and things come and go, and this impermanence is a natural part of the flow of life. When we become attached to people, possessions, or outcomes, we inadvertently create a sense of ownership, and with that comes fear, the fear of loss, the fear of change, and the fear of uncertainty. The tighter we grip onto these things, the more we allow them to control our emotions and actions. We may find ourselves chasing after something, constantly striving for more, and yet feeling unsatisfied, because deep down we fear that at any moment it could slip away from us. This attachment to things and outcomes creates an endless cycle of desire, stress, and dissatisfaction. Detachment offers a different path. It is the recognition that we can experience joy, love, and fulfillment without clinging to anything. It is the ability to fully engage with life, to enjoy the beauty of each moment, without letting our happiness depend on the things we desire or the outcomes we expect. Detachment is not about being emotionally distant or avoiding deep connections with others. On the contrary, it allows us to love more deeply and freely, because our love is not based on need or expectation. When we love without attachment, we are able to give and receive love without trying to control or manipulate the other person, and without the fear of loss or rejection. True love, unencumbered by attachment, flows freely between individuals, creating deeper and more meaningful relationships. One of the most powerful aspects of detachment is that it allows you to break free from the grip of the ego. The ego is the part of us that clings to identities, roles, and labels. It tells us who we should be, what we should want, and how we should behave. The ego thrives on attachment because it feeds on the idea that we are separate from everything else, that we are defined by our possessions, our achievements, and our relationships. Detachment is the antidote to the ego. When we detach from the need to define ourselves by external things, we create space for our true self to emerge. We no longer feel the need to prove ourselves to others or to live up to societal expectations. Instead, we become free to simply be who we are, without the pressure to live up to some idealized version of ourselves. In this freedom, we find inner peace. It is also crucial when it comes to letting go of expectations. We often attach ourselves to specific outcomes, believing that our happiness will be contingent upon achieving a certain goal or obtaining a particular result. Whether it's a job, a relationship, or a financial goal, we can become so focused on the end result that we lose sight of the journey itself. This attachment to a specific outcome can lead to frustration and disappointment when things don't unfold as expected. Detachment from outcomes means releasing the need to control the future and embracing the uncertainty of life. When we let go of the need to predict and control every aspect of our lives, we open ourselves up to unexpected opportunities and experiences that we may have otherwise missed. Detachment allows us to trust the process of life and to remain open to the many ways in which our desires can manifest. In the same way, detachment helps us to stop seeking validation from others. It's easy to become attached to the opinions, approval, and recognition of others, but when we rely on external validation to define our worth, we place our sense of value in the hands of others. True freedom comes from within. When we detach from the need for validation, we begin to see ourselves as inherently valuable, independent of what others think or say about us. We no longer feel the need to seek approval or to fit into someone else's expectations. So instead, we become more authentic, more aligned with our true self, and more at peace with who we are. Another important aspect of detachment is its ability to help us release fear. Fear often arises from attachment, the fear of losing something we value, the fear of not getting what we want, or the fear of change. When we are attached to something, we create a sense of dependency on it for our happiness and security. But when we practice detachment, we free ourselves from the fear of loss. We come to understand that, in the grand scheme of life, nothing is permanent, and that change is an inevitable part of our journey. Instead of fearing change, we embrace it, knowing that every moment of transition offers new opportunities for growth and learning. Detachment is not about being emotionally numb or detached from the world. It is about living fully in the present moment, experiencing life with all of its richness, without being held captive by our desires or fears. When we practice detachment, we develop a sense of freedom from the things that once bound us, and we become more fully present to the beauty and wonder of each moment. We learn to enjoy the things we have, but we also learn to let them go when the time is right. We embrace life as it comes, with an open heart and mind, free from the need to control or possess. Detachment is about understanding that we are not our possessions, our relationships, or our achievements. We are not defined by the things we have or the goals we strive for. True freedom comes from recognizing that we are whole and complete as we are, and that everything we need to experience joy and fulfillment is already within us. When we detach from the external, we reconnect with the eternal truth of who we are. This is the freedom that comes with detachment, the freedom to live fully, to love deeply, and to be at peace, regardless of the circumstances that surround us. Affirming the good in every situation is a powerful practice that can transform your life in profound ways. It is about shifting your focus from the challenges and difficulties you encounter to the positive aspects and opportunities that exist within each moment. In every situation, there is always something to be grateful for, something to learn, and something that can propel you forward if you choose to see it. The ability to affirm the good, regardless of the circumstances, is a practice that nurtures resilience, positivity, and a deeper connection to your own power. When you encounter a difficult situation, it is natural to feel overwhelmed or discouraged. The instinct is often to focus on the negative aspects, the problems, the setbacks, or the things that are not going according to plan. However, affirming the good is about making a conscious choice to focus on the positive side of any experience, no matter how challenging it may seem at first. This does not mean ignoring the reality of the situation or pretending that everything is perfect. Rather, it means intentionally seeking out the aspects that hold potential for growth, learning, and even joy. When you choose to affirm the good, you shift your perspective from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. You begin to see yourself as an active participant in shaping your reality, rather than a passive victim of circumstances. At the core of affirming the good is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful force that has the ability to transform your mindset and open your heart to the abundance that already exists in your life. When you focus on the good in every situation, you begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Even in difficult times, you can find things to be thankful for: the lessons learned, the strength you've gained, or the new perspectives you've gained from overcoming obstacles. Gratitude has the ability to shift your energy and vibration, attracting more positive experiences into your life. The more you practice affirming the good, the more you begin to see the good in every situation, creating a feedback loop that perpetuates positivity and abundance. One of the most profound ways that affirming the good can change your life is by allowing you to take control of your emotional state. Our emotions are often influenced by the situations and circumstances we find ourselves in. If we are faced with a stressful situation, it can be easy to feel anxious, angry, or defeated. However, when you choose to affirm the good, you empower yourself to respond to situations with a sense of calm and clarity. Affirmations help to rewire your brain, shifting your thoughts from fear, doubt, and negativity to hope, optimism, and possibility. Instead of allowing your emotions to control you, you begin to control your emotional responses by choosing to focus on the positive aspects of any experience. This creates a sense of inner peace and emotional resilience, allowing you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and ease. Another powerful aspect of affirming the good is that it encourages you to trust in the process of life. Often, when things aren't going as planned, or when we face unexpected challenges, we may feel as though things are out of control, or that the universe is working against us. But affirming the good helps you to remember that everything is happening for a reason, and that each experience is part of a larger plan. When you affirm the good, you trust that even in moments of difficulty, there is a lesson to be learned, an opportunity to grow, and a path forward that will lead to something better. This mindset fosters a sense of trust and faith in the universe and in yourself, helping you to let go of the need to control every aspect of your life. Instead of fighting against life's challenges, you begin to flow with them, knowing that they are guiding you toward your highest good. The practice of affirming the good is also a form of self-empowerment. When you focus on the positive in any situation, you take responsibility for your own happiness and well-being. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our happiness depends on external factors, on other people, on circumstances, or on the fulfillment of certain desires. However, affirming the good reminds you that you are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes shape your experience of the world. By choosing to focus on the positive, you shift your energy from a place of lack and limitation to one of abundance and possibility. You affirm that you have the power to create the life you want, regardless of the circumstances you may face. This sense of empowerment can lead to greater confidence, self-esteem, and a deeper connection to your own inner strength. Furthermore, affirming the good helps you to cultivate a sense of optimism about the future. When we are faced with difficulties or setbacks, it's easy to become discouraged and lose sight of the bigger picture. Affirming the good helps you to maintain a sense of hope and optimism, even in the face of adversity. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, you begin to view them as opportunities for growth and transformation. You come to understand that setbacks are not failures, but rather stepping stones on the path to success. This optimistic mindset allows you to stay motivated and focused on your goals, even when the road ahead seems uncertain or difficult. By affirming the good, you reinforce your belief that better things are always on the horizon. In addition, affirming the good has the power to transform your relationships. When you focus on the positive qualities in the people around you, you create an atmosphere of love, trust, and appreciation. Affirming the good in your relationships fosters deeper connections and strengthens bonds. Rather than focusing on the flaws or shortcomings of others, you choose to see their potential, their strengths, and their unique contributions. This shift in perspective not only enhances your relationships, but it also attracts more positive and supportive people into your life. The energy you put into the world comes back to you, and when you affirm the good in others, you create an environment of mutual respect, kindness, and understanding. Affirming the good in every situation is a practice that can bring about a profound transformation in your life. It is a powerful tool for shifting your mindset, fostering resilience, and cultivating a sense of peace and gratitude, no matter what circumstances you face. By focusing on the positive, you empower yourself to live from a place of abundance, hope, and possibility. You choose to see the good in yourself, in others, and in the world around you. When you affirm the good, you align yourself with the flow of life, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Through this practice, you create a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and limitless potential. In conclusion, affirming the good in every situation is a transformative practice that empowers us to see beyond the challenges and difficulties we face. It teaches us to focus on the positive, to cultivate gratitude, and to trust in the process of life. By choosing to affirm the good, we shift our perspective, elevate our emotional state, and create a reality that is filled with peace, abundance, and possibility. This practice is a reminder that we have the power to shape our lives through our thoughts and beliefs, and by focusing on the good, we open ourselves to greater love, growth, and joy. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this powerful practice. May you carry it with you, affirming the good in every moment, and creating a life that is rich with positivity and fulfillment. Every conflict you encounter, every struggle that looms before you, is not meant to be faced alone. A power greater than any circumstance stands beside you, ready to transform your experience if you will only let it. You see, the nature of God is not one of struggle or combat. Instead, God's power flows through acceptance, faith, and surrender. Divine timing is a mysterious concept, one that defies the logic of our usual experiences and expectations. It suggests that there is an order to all things, a rhythm unfolding that we cannot fully comprehend. In a world that often pushes us to act quickly, to force outcomes, and to control the course of events, trusting in divine timing requires a complete shift in perspective. This is not an act of passivity, but rather one of profound inner alignment with something greater than ourselves. When we learn to trust in this timing, we release ourselves from the strain of constantly battling against circumstances, and instead, we become receptive to the hidden guidance that leads us to what is ultimately best for us. Imagine for a moment that each event in your life, every obstacle, every delay, and every sudden shift is part of a tapestry being woven specifically for you. The colors, textures, and patterns may not make sense up close, but if we step back, we begin to see the harmony of the design. Divine timing is like this. It's as though a master weaver, unseen but deeply loving, is creating something beautiful out of each thread of our lives. Every time we feel a strong desire for something to happen immediately, it's worth considering whether we are looking at just a single thread of a much larger design. The outcomes we yearn for may be tied to events we can't see yet, people we haven't met, or opportunities we aren't yet prepared for. There is wisdom in the timing we may be tempted to question. Learning to trust in divine timing calls for faith that is active, not passive. It doesn't mean simply waiting without action. Instead, it's about aligning ourselves with the possibility that the best timing is not always ours to dictate. In trusting, we engage in the work of preparing ourselves, of refining our thoughts and actions, so that we are truly ready to receive what is meant for us when it arrives. To be receptive to divine timing means to engage in a kind of partnership with the divine. It's a quiet acceptance that while we may have a vision for our lives, there is a greater intelligence working behind the scenes. This intelligence is aware of our dreams, and it is also aware of all the interconnected circumstances needed to bring those dreams into reality in the right way and at the right time. When we attempt to control every element of our lives, we close ourselves off to this intelligence, becoming impatient and disheartened when things don't go as planned. This impatience can often lead us down paths that are out of alignment with our true purpose, pushing us to settle for less than what we truly desire. Divine timing, however, invites us to wait with faith, knowing that what is ours will not pass us by. This requires courage because it means we must relinquish the notion that we always know what is best. We must come to terms with the idea that there is a greater wisdom at work, one that has a perspective far broader than our own. In moments of waiting, it's natural to experience doubt, to wonder why things aren't happening according to our timeline. We may feel that our dreams are slipping away, or that others are achieving what we want for ourselves. These thoughts arise from a limited perspective, one that focuses only on what we can see in the present moment. But if we take a step back, we may realize that our journey is unfolding exactly as it should. The delays, the seeming setbacks, are often setting the stage for something far more fulfilling than we could have arranged on our own. When we surrender to divine timing, we are affirming our trust in this greater wisdom, embracing the truth that there is no wasted time. The act of trusting in divine timing is transformative. It brings peace to the mind and freedom to the spirit. We no longer live with the anxious urgency to force outcomes, but instead dwell in a calm assurance that everything has its appointed time. There is a beauty in this waiting, a grace in allowing things to unfold naturally. In trusting, we begin to see that divine timing is not just about receiving what we desire, but about being shaped and prepared for what is coming. Each moment of patience is an invitation to grow, to cultivate qualities like resilience, humility, and gratitude. These are the qualities that will allow us to fully embrace and appreciate our blessings when they arrive. Divine timing is a testament to the boundless love and wisdom of the divine. To trust in it is to place our hearts in the hands of this love, to believe that we are seen, known, and cared for. It is to accept that we are part of something far greater than ourselves, something that is always working for our highest good. As we walk this path of trust, we may not always understand the timing of things, but we can rest in the knowledge that what is meant for us will come in ways that surpass our expectations. This trust, deep and unwavering, allows us to move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that the divine is always orchestrating things in our favor, even when we cannot see the full picture. Is more than a passive belief or a comforting idea. It is a force, a shield, a vital armor that protects and empowers us as we move through life. In every challenge, in every uncertain situation, faith acts as an invisible yet unwavering presence that allows us to face difficulties without fear. Just as a soldier is shielded by armor in battle, faith provides a protective layer that shields our mind and heart from despair, doubt, and the chaotic forces of the world around us. Faith is the inner strength that doesn't falter in the face of adversity. It holds firm, even when logic tells us to give up, even when all visible signs suggest failure or loss. Isn't something that falls upon us by chance. It must be cultivated, nourished, and deepened through conscious choice. Faith is born out of an intimate relationship with the unseen, a trust that goes beyond the limitations of our physical senses. When we see only obstacles, faith lets us see possibilities. When we are surrounded by noise, faith helps us hear the subtle guidance of the Spirit within us. It is this guiding power, this unshakable knowing, that makes faith an armor capable of turning even the darkest moments into opportunities for growth and transformation. When we trust in faith, we are not simply hoping things will work out. Instead, we are declaring with full confidence that there is a divine order behind all things. We affirm that, no matter the appearance of things, a higher intelligence is orchestrating every detail for our good. Faith acts as a reminder that we are not limited to our circumstances. It helps us transcend the struggles we face, not by avoiding them, but by meeting them with a different perspective. Through faith, we realize that even difficulties serve a purpose. They teach us, strengthen us, and often reveal a path we might not have seen otherwise. As we carry this armor of faith, it changes how we respond to challenges. We no longer shrink back or let fear dictate our actions. Instead, we can meet challenges head-on, assured that we are guided, supported, and never alone. Faith is not blind to reality, but it chooses to see beyond the immediate facts to the greater truth beneath. When we embrace faith, we see setbacks as setups for a greater victory, disappointments as necessary redirections, and loss as an opening for deeper understanding and growth. Faith as armor also means trusting the timing of things, knowing that just because something hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't. There is a deep wisdom in faith, an inner knowing that reassures us when we are tempted to worry or doubt. This assurance allows us to be at peace even when others around us may be anxious, confused, or disheartened. Faith holds us steady, providing a grounding strength that keeps us centered and resilient. It allows us to remain calm and confident, even in the face of uncertainty. When others are overwhelmed, those armed with faith carry within them a quiet assurance, an inner light that cannot be dimmed. Faith also shapes the way we view ourselves. It is easy to feel small, insignificant, or undeserving in a world that constantly tells us to compare, compete, and question our worth. But faith reminds us of our inherent value and our connection to something much larger than ourselves. When we live with faith, we understand that we are not merely the sum of our achievements or failures. We are creations of a divine source, loved, guided, and cherished. This awareness gives us a dignity and a strength that nothing in the external world can take away. Faith reminds us that we are more than our circumstances, more than our limitations. It encourages us to dream boldly and to step forward in life with courage. Faith as armor does not protect us from experiencing pain or hardship, but it transforms how we experience them. When we have faith, suffering no longer feels like an endless void, but rather a passage, a process that ultimately leads us closer to understanding and growth. Faith teaches us that nothing we go through is without purpose. It allows us to see our pain as part of a larger picture, a necessary component in our personal evolution. In this way, faith is a constant source of hope, a reminder that no matter how dark things may seem, there is light on the other side. As we journey through life, there will inevitably be moments when our faith is tested, when we feel uncertain or afraid. It is during these times that our faith becomes our most precious armor. Faith doesn't promise that we will always understand the why behind our circumstances, but it does promise that we can handle them. With faith, we can look at even the most challenging situations and find meaning and strength. Faith tells us that no matter the struggle, we are never without support. It teaches us that, though we may walk through darkness, we are not abandoned. The power that sustains the universe is also at work in our lives, guiding us, supporting us, and carrying us forward. Faith, then, is not just a belief but a choice to trust, to hope, and to see beyond what is immediately visible. It is a commitment to stand firm in the knowledge that there is a purpose behind every twist and turn of life. When we put on the armor of faith, we are ready to face anything, confident that, in the end, all things are working for our highest good. With this armor, we are not only protected but empowered, equipped to walk forward with courage, joy, and unwavering trust. Surrendering the struggle is an act that requires immense inner strength and trust. In a world that often encourages us to fight, push harder, and strive relentlessly, surrendering can feel like a foreign concept, perhaps even a sign of weakness. But true surrender is anything but passive. It is an active, conscious choice to release control and trust in a higher order. It is about acknowledging that while we may be able to influence certain aspects of our lives, there are things beyond our control, orchestrated by a force far greater than our own will. Surrendering is a powerful alignment with that force, a way of saying, I trust that what is meant for me will come, and I release my need to force it. When we struggle, we often do so out of fear of losing, fear of failure, or fear of not living up to expectations. This fear drives us to hold on tightly to outcomes, trying to shape and control every detail. Yet in this tight grasp, we lose our sense of peace and perspective. The struggle itself becomes a burden that clouds our clarity, leaving us exhausted and depleted. Surrendering the struggle means releasing this grip, allowing ourselves to breathe and step back, trusting that there is a natural flow to life that we can't always direct. In doing so, we invite a calmness into our lives that helps us to see things with a fresh perspective and respond with grace, rather than react out of anxiety. True surrender does not mean giving up on our desires or abandoning our dreams. It means letting go of the idea that we must achieve them by force. It is about aligning our will with the divine will, understanding that there is an intelligence at work that may be guiding us in directions we hadn't imagined. When we surrender the struggle, we are essentially saying, I trust that my role is not to control every outcome, but to be open to the path that is unfolding before me. In doing so, we free ourselves from the cycle of frustration and disappointment that often arises when things don't go exactly as planned. Imagine, for example, a river flowing toward its destination. If we try to force the river to change its course or attempt to push the water upstream, we expend our energy against an unstoppable force. But if we allow ourselves to move with the current, trusting its direction, we experience ease and progress. Life is much the same. The current of life has its own wisdom, guiding us toward experiences, relationships, and lessons that are essential to our growth. When we resist this current, when we insist on having things our way, on our timetable, we miss out on the gentle flow of life that often brings us exactly what we need when we need it. Surrendering the struggle also means embracing uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, and the outcomes we think we want may not always serve us in the ways we expect. Sometimes the very things we cling to are the ones that hinder our growth the most. When we let go and surrender, we open ourselves to possibilities beyond our limited understanding. We begin to trust that there is a larger, unseen order at work, one that knows what is best for us in the long run. This trust allows us to let go of rigid expectations, opening our hearts and minds to the surprises that life has in store. By surrendering, we also create space for inner peace. Struggle often robs us of the present moment, keeping us trapped in worries about the future or regrets about the past. But surrender grounds us in the here and now, inviting us to experience life as it is rather than constantly striving to make it something else. This presence brings a sense of calm and clarity, allowing us to respond to situations from a place of wisdom rather than from a place of reactivity. We realize that, while we may not have control over everything, we do have control over how we respond. And by choosing surrender, we are choosing to respond with trust, patience, and an open heart. It's important to remember that surrender does not happen all at once. It is a practice, one that deepens over time. It requires us to return to trust again and again, especially when we feel the urge to control creeping back in. Each moment of surrender strengthens our relationship with the divine, reinforcing our faith that we are supported, even when we cannot see how things will unfold. We learn to trust that, even if the path seems unclear, we are being guided toward what is ultimately best for us. In surrendering the struggle, we reclaim our power, not the power to control every outcome, but the power to remain at peace, regardless of the outcome. We come to see that true power lies not in forcing life to conform to our wishes, but in flowing with its rhythm, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. We are no longer bound by fear or doubt, but liberated by the quiet assurance that we are held and guided by something far greater than ourselves. Through surrender, we find a deeper freedom, a sense of lightness that allows us to walk through life with an open heart and an unwavering sense of trust. Claiming victory before it manifests is an act of unwavering belief and inner conviction. It's a conscious decision to celebrate, trust, and feel the triumph of your desires as though they are already here, even if physical reality has not yet caught up. This practice requires a shift in perspective, moving from waiting and hoping to knowing and receiving. When you claim victory before it arrives, you're no longer reliant on external proof to believe in your success. Instead, you anchor your faith deep within, allowing it to be your guide, your motivation, and your fuel. You come to embody the state of having already achieved your goal, which powerfully draws your desired reality into being. To claim victory before it manifests is to recognize the power of your own thoughts, feelings, and imagination as the creative forces of your life. Every achievement, every success begins as a vision or idea that you hold in your mind long before it appears in your physical experience. This vision is not an empty wish, it is a blueprint, a roadmap that shapes your actions, your beliefs, and your reality. When you declare victory in advance, you're aligning your inner world with the end result. You're bypassing doubt, fear, and uncertainty by embracing the reality of your success so strongly that it must take form. Think of it like planting a seed. The moment the seed is in the ground, you know it holds the potential to grow into a full, vibrant plant. Though you cannot see it, you trust the process, nurture it, and act as though the harvest is inevitable. Claiming victory is much the same. Even though you cannot yet see the outcome, you trust the process, nourish your vision, and prepare yourself to receive the harvest. You carry the assurance of victory within you, knowing that what you have sown will come to fruition. This act of faith removes the barriers created by doubt and impatience, replacing them with confidence and expectation. When you claim victory, you are actively stepping into the energy of success. This isn't about ignoring reality, it's about elevating yourself above circumstances that may seem contrary to your goal. You begin to speak, act, and think from a place of accomplishment rather than limitation. This shift in energy changes the way you approach challenges and obstacles. Instead of seeing them as signs of failure or reasons to give up, you view them as stepping stones on your path to success. You know that they cannot stop you, because you are already claiming the victory that lies ahead. The beauty of claiming victory early is that it transforms your self-concept. You no longer see yourself as someone striving, hoping, or waiting for things to work out. Instead, you identify as a person who has already won. This new self-concept affects everything you do, from the way you carry yourself to the choices you make. you become more resilient, more courageous, and more willing to take the actions necessary to bring your vision into reality. When you hold on to this victorious mindset, you find yourself making decisions that align with your goal, moving forward with a sense of ease and confidence that wouldn't be possible if you were still clinging to doubt. This process also reinforces the creative power of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just something we feel once we've received what we desire, it's a magnet that attracts those very things into our lives. When you claim victory and give thanks for it in advance, you're sending a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. You're affirming that you already have what you seek, creating a vibrational match for your desire to enter your experience. Gratitude becomes an anchor that keeps you connected to your vision, even when circumstances appear otherwise. This thankfulness for future blessings is a powerful affirmation that strengthens your belief and attracts the resources, opportunities, and people needed to manifest your goal. Claiming victory also means letting go of the need to make it happen, and instead allowing it to happen. While you take inspired action, you also understand that there is a larger intelligence at work, arranging details and aligning circumstances in ways you could never orchestrate on your own. You no longer feel the pressure to control every step of the journey. Instead, you trust that your victory is already secure, and you release the need for constant reassurance from the outside world. This freedom allows you to enjoy the journey, to feel empowered and fulfilled even before the final outcome is visible. When you live as though you have already won, your energy shifts, your actions change, and the world responds to match your internal conviction. You begin to draw people, situations, and resources that align with your goal, because your entire being resonates with the frequency of success. You are no longer in a state of waiting or wanting, you are in a state of having and receiving. This powerful mindset transcends the limitations of time, reminding you that your dreams are already here in the realm of possibility, waiting to be brought into physical form. Claiming victory is a profound act of self-trust and faith in the unseen. It allows you to move beyond the need for proof, validation, or guarantees. Instead, you carry an inner assurance, an unshakable knowing that what is meant for you is already on its way. You live in the joyful expectancy of fulfillment, and this energy, this certainty, is what ultimately brings your dreams into reality. By claiming victory before it manifests, you invite the divine forces of the universe to work through you, to guide you, and to fulfill the vision that you hold so dearly within your heart. In this space, you discover the freedom, joy, and peace that come from knowing that victory is already yours. Aligning with the will of God is about surrendering the ego's desire for control and embracing a greater, divinely inspired path. It is a journey of recognizing that there exists a higher intelligence, a force that knows what is best for us, even when we may not fully understand it ourselves. In seeking to align with this will, we are invited to step into a flow where life unfolds in harmony, where the desires of the soul rise above the fleeting wishes of the ego. This alignment brings us peace, purpose, and an inner knowing that we are exactly where we need to be, guided by a force that sees the larger picture. When we strive to align with the will of God, it requires that we first quiet our inner resistance. Our natural inclination is often to lean on personal preferences, to seek fulfillment according to our own desires and limited understanding. But to truly align with divine will, we must let go of this need to control every detail, releasing our attachment to outcomes and our dependence on logic alone. This is not a passive acceptance, but a courageous surrender, a willingness to allow life to unfold with divine timing and wisdom. In letting go, we are not losing ourselves, rather, we are finding our truest selves, the part of us that understands our purpose from a higher perspective. The path to alignment begins with listening and openness to hearing the still, small voice within that is often drowned out by the noise of the world. In quiet contemplation, prayer, or meditation, we allow ourselves to be receptive, to hear guidance that transcends our usual thoughts. In these moments, we receive insight, direction, and an undeniable sense of peace. This inner guidance is God's will revealing itself to us, a quiet nudge that reminds us of our purpose and aligns us with a path that serves our highest good. Trusting this guidance becomes an act of faith, one that often defies reason but resonates deeply with the soul. This alignment is not about sacrificing our desires, but rather refining them. It asks us to examine our wishes, to see if they serve not only ourselves but also others, if they contribute to our growth and to the greater good. When we align with the will of God, we find that our desires become purer, simpler, and more aligned with love, compassion, and truth. We begin to feel a connection to something greater, to see that our lives have meaning beyond our own immediate needs. In this space we feel peace, for we are no longer trying to satisfy the ego's unending demands. Instead, we are moving toward a place of fulfillment, joy, and purpose. Aligning with God's will does not mean that life becomes free of challenges. Rather, it means that we approach challenges from a place of faith, trusting that there is purpose in each struggle. When we view obstacles as part of God's plan, we stop resisting them. Instead, we ask what they have to teach us, what strength or wisdom we are meant to gain. This approach transforms our struggles into opportunities for growth, deepening our relationship with the divine. With each challenge, we are reminded of our own resilience, our ability to persevere with grace, and our capacity to trust in something beyond ourselves. To align with the will of God is to live with gratitude, for we come to see that every experience, good or bad, is a stepping stone on our path. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, from what we wish would change to what we appreciate in this very moment. This perspective keeps us present, connected, and mindful, for when we are grateful, we are in harmony with God's will. We recognize that we are constantly supported, that even in times of difficulty, there is a divine hand guiding us toward healing, wisdom, and strength. Patience is another key element of this alignment. God's timing is often different from our own, and our willingness to be patient is a sign of trust. In waiting, we cultivate faith, for we are allowing things to unfold without forcing them. We come to see that there is a season for everything, and that each season has its own beauty and lessons. Patience helps us to appreciate the journey itself, for we understand that it is not merely the destination that matters, but also the growth we experience along the way. In patience, we find peace, for we know that everything we seek is coming to us in the perfect time. Finally, aligning with God's will calls for a spirit of love and service. When we live with a sense of purpose that extends beyond our own personal gain, we are living in alignment with the divine. God's will often calls us to uplift others, to share our light, and to be of service to the world around us. In doing so, we become instruments of love, bringing healing, joy, and compassion to those we encounter. This selflessness does not diminish us but fulfills us, for when we give, we experience a connection to God that brings us lasting joy. Living in alignment with the will of God transforms our lives, for we no longer feel disconnected, lost, or incomplete. Instead, we feel held, guided, and purposeful. This alignment is not a one-time decision but a daily practice of trust, patience, gratitude, and love. It is a commitment to seeing our lives as part of a greater tapestry, woven together by divine wisdom. With each step, we learn to surrender a little more, to trust a little deeper, and to love a little wider. This journey, though often challenging, ultimately leads us to the peace, joy, and fulfillment that can only come from living in harmony with the divine. When faced with life's challenges, it's natural to believe that we alone are responsible for finding the answers, fixing the problems, or shouldering the burdens. However, there is a liberating truth that often goes unrecognized: the battle is not yours to fight alone. This realization invites us to understand that there is a divine presence, a force far greater than ourselves, that is always ready to support, guide, and carry us through whatever battles we face. Trusting in this presence can transform our approach to struggle, helping us shift from anxiety and overwhelm to peace and strength. One of the greatest sources of exhaustion and frustration is the belief that we must control everything, that success and survival depend entirely on our own actions. But life becomes much easier when we acknowledge that there is a wisdom greater than ours at work in every situation. This divine wisdom, which some may call God, the universe, or simply love, operates with a clarity and perspective that transcends our limited view. While we may only see a small piece of the puzzle, This higher presence sees the whole picture. To recognize that the battle is not ours alone is to invite this wisdom into our lives, allowing it to guide us toward the best path and outcome. In understanding that we do not fight alone, we also release ourselves from the pressure of perfection. So often we carry the weight of trying to make every choice the right choice, fearing that one wrong move will bring everything crashing down. But when we trust that we are supported by a divine hand, we allow ourselves to let go of this need for perfect control. We realize that in our imperfection, we are still worthy of support, of love, and of guidance. There is nothing we need to prove, nothing we must earn to be deserving of this help. It is freely given, a source of strength we can call upon at any time. This faith in a higher power does not mean we are passive. We still take action, make decisions, and do what is necessary in our daily lives, but we do so with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Instead of feeling alone, we sense a presence beside us, working through us and with us. We move forward with courage because we are not relying on our own strength alone, we are tapping into a boundless source of resilience. When we allow this energy to flow through us, we find that we are capable of handling more than we ever thought possible. One of the profound ways to accept that the battle is not ours alone is by practicing surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up or resigning ourselves to defeat, rather, it is a conscious choice to trust that, beyond our efforts, there is a force that is holding us, working for our good. When we surrender, we stop struggling against what we cannot change. We release our grip on the need for constant control, and in doing so, we allow miracles to unfold. Surrender is an act of faith, a declaration that we believe in something greater than our current challenges. It is the courage to release the burden and let divine guidance take the lead. This sense of shared battle reminds us to cultivate patience, for there is a timing to all things that may be beyond our understanding. We may feel urgency or pressure to see results immediately, but when we acknowledge that we are not fighting alone, we can trust that everything will unfold as it should. Divine timing often moves slower than we wish, but it is always perfect. By practicing patience, we allow space for the unseen forces to work, to bring the right people, opportunities, and solutions into our lives at the right moment. Gratitude, too, strengthens our connection to this support. When we face difficult moments, it is easy to focus solely on the problem, but gratitude shifts our perspective. Even in the midst of battle, we can find things to be thankful for: the strength to keep going, the lessons learned, the people who stand by us. Gratitude reminds us that we are not alone, that there is a divine hand working on our behalf. This sense of appreciation brings peace to our hearts, making it easier to trust in the process and to find comfort in the knowledge that we are supported. To recognize that the battle is not yours to fight alone is to find comfort and confidence in the unknown. You may not have all the answers, and that's okay. You may feel weary, but you are not abandoned. There is a force of love, wisdom, and power working alongside you, ready to carry you through every challenge. This presence strengthens you, holds you up when you feel weak, and guides you when you feel lost. As you move forward, remember that you are never truly alone, and that every battle you face is shared by a divine presence that desires only the best for you. This knowledge is a source of unshakable peace, a reminder that in every struggle you are held and supported by an unfailing power. Remember that you are never truly alone in any battle you face. There is a divine presence, a wisdom beyond your own, guiding, supporting, and fighting alongside you. Embracing this truth brings peace and resilience, helping you release the weight of control and surrender to a higher path. When you acknowledge that the battle is not solely yours to carry, you allow a flow of grace, love, and strength to uplift and guide you. Trust in this presence, find solace in patience, and open yourself to the gentle yet powerful support that surrounds you. Thank you for opening your heart and spirit to this message. May you walk forward with renewed courage and unwavering trust, knowing that you are divinely supported on every step of your journey. In the silence of your heart, you hold the keys to your own kingdom. This life, this world, it's but a shadow shaped by your innermost thoughts and visions. Yet in this delicate balance there are truths, treasures even, that are meant to be guarded, whispered only to the depths of your soul. When you understand the power of what lies within, you learn that not everything is meant to be shared. In the stillness of your mind, there exists a realm untouched by the external world, a place where your deepest desires and dreams are born. These inner visions are the whispers of possibility, the inklings of creation, and they are uniquely yours. Within them lies a power so profound that, if nurtured and protected, they can transform your reality. But to share these visions prematurely, to expose them to the outside world before they have taken root within you, is to weaken their energy and leave them vulnerable to the doubts and influences of others. The world operates on a different frequency from the one where your inner visions are born. Society values proof, tangible results, and evidence, yet the journey to realizing your dreams begins with faith in the unseen. When you share your innermost desires before they have had time to grow within you, you invite the rational mind to question them, to ask for proof of what cannot yet be seen. Friends, family, or even casual acquaintances may unintentionally cast shadows on your dreams, asking questions that can plant seeds of doubt within you. They may not see what you see, they may not understand the silent drive pushing you towards something greater. And so these visions, which are precious and sacred, can be stifled by the weight of others' expectations or doubts. To nurture your dreams, you must first become their sole protector and believer. Embrace them as treasures of your imagination, as portals to a new reality that only you can perceive. In the early stages, your belief alone is enough to sustain them. Imagine yourself cultivating these visions as you would a garden, tending to them each day with patience, faith, and a silent knowing that they are unfolding perfectly. This is the time for introspection, for letting these visions sink into the deepest layers of your being until they become a part of who you are. In doing so, you give them the strength they need to withstand the scrutiny and skepticism of the outer world. There is a power that flows through you when you are aligned with your inner vision, a quiet confidence that doesn't need validation. This is the power of creation, of knowing that what you desire is not only possible, but inevitable, as long as you remain faithful to the vision. When you protect your dreams in silence, you allow this power to build, to amplify within you. Each day, as you return to your vision, you reaffirm its reality in your own mind, feeding it with your conviction. This commitment strengthens the bond between you and your desired reality, allowing it to grow roots in the unseen realms before it appears in the physical world. Sharing your dreams too soon can dissipate this energy, scattering your focus and opening the door to doubt. It is easy to become distracted by well-meaning advice or to compare your journey with others. But the path to realizing your vision is uniquely yours, and it does not require the approval or understanding of others. The world around you often values conformity and predictability, yet your vision may demand boldness, innovation, or risk. Only you know the depth of your calling, and only you can honor the journey required to bring it to life. As you move through life, hold your dreams close, allowing them to unfold naturally, organically, without the pressure of external expectations. In time when your vision has grown strong within you, when it is no longer a fragile wish but a powerful conviction, it will radiate from you without the need for explanation. Others will begin to sense this change within you, noticing the confidence and peace that comes from knowing your path. This is the point at which your vision is no longer a secret but a part of your very being. When you reach this place of unwavering certainty, sharing your dream will no longer feel like a risk, for it has become an inseparable part of who you are. Your inner visions are a sacred contract between you and the life you are destined to create. Protecting them allows you to step into your power, to become a deliberate creator of your reality rather than a passive observer. When you understand this, you realize that the true value of your dreams lies not in sharing them but in living them. Let them grow within you until they are as real in your mind as they will one day be in the world. In the quiet of your soul, you know the truth that you are worthy of every dream, every vision, every desire that calls out to you. So hold these visions close with a quiet confidence that needs no external affirmation. Let them be the fires that light your path, guiding you toward a life that is aligned with your highest potential. The time will come when the world will see the fruits of your dreams. But until then, trust in the power of silence, of belief, and of the sacred space within where all things are possible. In this space you are the creator, and all that you desire is already within you, waiting for the moment to emerge fully into the light of day. There are aspects of your life that are meant to be kept close, hidden within the quiet chambers of your soul, and your personal struggles are among them. They are the silent battles you fight, the challenges that shape your character, and the unseen experiences that forge your inner strength. In a world where sharing every detail of our lives has become the norm, there is a sacredness in keeping your hardships to yourself. For in doing so, you preserve their purpose, allowing these struggles to mold you without interference. To understand why it is important to keep them private is to understand the profound role these struggles play in the unfolding of your journey. Your struggles, whether great or small, serve a purpose that is uniquely yours. They are the lessons that life places before you, meant to sharpen your awareness, deepen your resilience, and bring you closer to your truest self. They are not for public consumption, they are personal tests, perfectly designed for your growth alone. Sharing them too widely or too soon dilutes their potency, leaving them vulnerable to the influence and judgment of others who cannot fully grasp the meaning behind your pain. In the process of keeping these experiences to yourself, you develop a relationship with your own inner resources. You learn to draw strength from within, rather than seeking validation or empathy from those around you, and in doing so, you build a resilience that is unbreakable. When you reveal your struggles to others, you expose them to perspectives that may not align with your path. Each person you confide in will view your situation through the lens of their own beliefs, insecurities, and experiences, often offering advice or opinions that are rooted in their own understanding of the world, rather than in what is best for you. While they may mean well, their interpretations can add unnecessary layers of complexity to your journey, sowing seeds of doubt or confusion in your mind. What might have been a straightforward challenge to overcome can become tangled in the influence of others' perspectives, making it harder for you to discern the true lessons that were intended for you alone. Personal struggles, when shared too openly, can be perceived as weaknesses by those who may not have your best interests at heart. In a world that is often competitive and judgmental, there are those who may see your hardships as vulnerabilities to be exploited. They may use your pain as a means of asserting control, diminishing your strength, or undermining your confidence. By keeping your challenges private, you safeguard your inner world from those who may seek to diminish it. You maintain control over the narrative of your life, ensuring that no one can define you by your struggles but yourself. Your struggles are opportunities for self-discovery and growth, and keeping them private allows you to process them on your own terms. This privacy grants you the freedom to explore your feelings, your thoughts, and your reactions without the pressure of external expectations. When you do not have to explain yourself to others, you can delve deeper into the root causes of your challenges, uncovering insights that would otherwise remain hidden beneath the surface. This self-reflection fosters a sense of empowerment, as you come to realize that you alone possess the answers to your own dilemmas. Through this process, you develop a profound trust in yourself, learning to rely on your own intuition and wisdom rather than the opinions of others. Furthermore, personal struggles often serve as catalysts for transformation, guiding you to release aspects of yourself that no longer serve you. They push you to confront limiting beliefs, unhealthy patterns, and old wounds that may be holding you back. This transformation is an intensely personal process, one that requires you to surrender to the unknown and to embrace change on a deep level. Sharing your struggles too openly can interrupt this process, as others may attempt to offer solutions or advice that keep you rooted in old patterns. To truly transcend your challenges, you must allow yourself the space to confront them fully, without interference or distraction. There is a profound strength in facing your hardships alone, for it is in solitude that you come to realize the depth of your own resilience. In those quiet moments of introspection, you find that there is a part of you that remains untouched by pain or adversity a place of inner stillness and peace that serves as an anchor in times of turmoil. This discovery is invaluable, for it reminds you that no matter what you face, there is a part of you that cannot be shaken. By keeping your struggles private, you allow this inner strength to emerge, fortifying your spirit and deepening your connection to the unbreakable essence within you. Your struggles are the foundation upon which your future successes will be built. They are the trials that prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead, testing your resolve and teaching you the virtues of patience, humility, and persistence. When you choose to keep your challenges to yourself, you are, in essence, preserving the integrity of your journey. You are allowing yourself to be shaped and refined by these experiences, knowing that each hardship brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Over time, as you overcome each challenge, you will find that your struggles have transformed from burdens into sources of wisdom and strength. They become stories of resilience, symbols of your capacity to endure and to rise above. By keeping them private, you retain ownership of these stories, sharing them only when, and if you choose, and only with those who will truly appreciate the journey you have undertaken. Your personal struggles are sacred. They are a part of your unique path, gifts disguised as hardships meant to lead you closer to your highest potential. Guard them as treasures, for they are integral to the person you are becoming. By holding them close, you cultivate a strength that does not need validation, a resilience that cannot be swayed, and a wisdom that only those who have journeyed deeply within themselves can understand. Your struggles are yours alone, and in keeping them close, you honor the journey, trusting that each challenge serves a purpose far greater than what may be seen on the surface. Through this, you find the courage to embrace your path with grace, knowing that every hardship you face is a stepping stone toward the life you are destined to live. There's a unique power that lies in the quiet planning of your future, a strength in the intentions you set in private, away from the world's opinions and distractions. Future plans are the seeds of your destiny, sown in the privacy of your own thoughts, cultivated in silence until they are ready to manifest in the world. To share them too openly too soon is to expose them to external influences that can stifle their growth, undermine their purpose, or even deter you from following through with your dreams. By keeping your plans to yourself, you create a space where these goals can mature without interference, allowing you to remain focused, driven, and centered on what truly matters to you. Future plans are more than just goals or objectives. They are your visions of what your life could become, the possibilities that reflect your deepest desires and values. These plans can be fragile in their early stages, vulnerable to the doubts and judgments of others who may not see the world as you do. When you reveal your ambitions prematurely, you open yourself up to questions and skepticism that may cause you to question your own path. Others may unintentionally plant seeds of doubt by projecting their own fears, limitations, or uncertainties onto your dreams. To protect the integrity of your vision, it is often best to nurture your plans in private, allowing them to grow strong within you before you reveal them to others. In a world that often seeks instant validation and recognition, there is a profound strength in keeping your future plans private. When you choose not to share every step or detail, you free yourself from the need for approval. You allow yourself to be guided solely by your own intuition and inner compass, rather than by the opinions and expectations of others. This self-reliance fosters a deeper connection to your authentic self, helping you to clarify your purpose and pursue it with unwavering determination. By maintaining this focus, you strengthen your resolve and cultivate a resilience that cannot be shaken by external forces. There is an inherent magic in secrecy, a quiet power that builds momentum as you work toward your goals without fanfare or applause. When you keep your plans private, you create a space where the energy of your intentions can gather, amplifying their potential. Each step you take toward your goals adds to this energy, creating a sense of momentum that propels you forward. This energy is uniquely yours, undiluted by outside influences, and it becomes a powerful force that supports you in the pursuit of your dreams. Future plans often require patience, persistence, and adaptability, qualities that are best developed in solitude. The path to achieving your goals is rarely straightforward, and there will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt along the way. When you keep your plans to yourself, you allow yourself the freedom to adapt, to change direction if necessary, without the pressure of external expectations. This flexibility is invaluable, as it allows you to remain open to new possibilities and to adjust your course as needed to align with your evolving goals and values. Sharing your plans with others can create unnecessary pressure, as people may begin to expect progress or results on their own timeline, rather than on yours. When you are focused on meeting these external expectations, you may lose sight of the true purpose of your goals, becoming more concerned with satisfying others than with fulfilling your own vision. By keeping your plans private, you protect yourself from this pressure, allowing you to move at your own pace and to follow your own rhythm. This autonomy is essential for personal growth, as it enables you to remain true to yourself and to honor the natural unfolding of your journey. The act of keeping your plans private allows you to savor the process, to experience each step with a sense of presence and intention. When you are not preoccupied with how others may perceive your progress, you are free to fully immerse yourself in the journey. This mindfulness enhances your experience, helping you to appreciate the small victories, the lessons learned, and the growth that occurs along the way. Each step becomes a meaningful part of the journey, contributing to a sense of fulfillment that is not dependent on external validation. There is also a sense of mystery that comes with pursuing your dreams in silence. Others may not see the steps you are taking, but they will eventually witness the results of your hard work and dedication. This element of surprise can be incredibly empowering, as it allows you to reveal your achievements on your own terms, in your own time. When you finally do share your success, it will be a testament to your dedication, a reflection of the quiet strength that carried you through the challenges and uncertainties of the journey. Your future plans are the blueprint for the life you are creating, a reflection of your highest aspirations and deepest values. By keeping them private, you allow yourself the freedom to explore, to experiment, and to take risks without fear of judgment. You give yourself permission to dream boldly, to set ambitious goals that may not make sense to others but resonate deeply within you. This freedom is essential for true growth, as it enables you to push beyond your limitations and to embrace the unknown with courage and confidence. As you pursue your future plans in private, you cultivate a profound trust in yourself, a belief in your own ability to navigate the path ahead. This self-trust is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, for it empowers you to take full ownership of your life and to shape your destiny with intention. When you no longer rely on others for validation or guidance, you become the master of your own fate, a creator of your own reality. Your future plans are sacred, a manifestation of your potential and purpose. They are meant to be cherished, nurtured, and protected as they evolve from ideas into reality. By keeping them private, you honor their significance, allowing them to unfold in alignment with your truest self. When the time is right, you will have the opportunity to share your achievements with the world, to inspire others with the story of your journey. But until then, trust in the power of silence, of quiet determination, and of the inner strength that guides you toward your dreams. In this space of privacy, you are free to create, to grow, and to become all that you are meant to be. Your financial information is one of the most sensitive and valuable aspects of your life. It represents not only the resources you've earned, but also the work, time, and energy you've invested to achieve your current standing. Keeping financial details private allows you to safeguard both your material wealth and your peace of mind. In a world where people's lives are increasingly shared and scrutinized, maintaining discretion with your finances is crucial for preserving your personal security, maintaining healthy relationships, and ensuring that your goals remain undisturbed by external pressures or judgments. Maintaining privacy about your financial standing helps preserve healthy relationships by avoiding comparison and competition. Discussing money openly, especially with friends, family, or colleagues, can create unnecessary tension and jealousy, as people often use wealth as a measure of success. Comparisons can lead to strained relationships and unrealistic expectations, where some may expect you to contribute more financially simply because they assume you have more than they do. By keeping your finances private, you prevent this kind of dynamic from developing and keep your relationships based on shared values, trust, and mutual respect, rather than on assumptions or expectations tied to your financial situation. Keeping your financial information private also allows you to focus on your own financial goals without distraction. Finances are deeply personal, and each person has their own unique set of priorities and plans for their wealth. When you share your financial situation with others, they may offer unsolicited advice, project their own financial beliefs onto you, or even criticize your financial choices. This outside input can create doubt or cause you to second-guess your decisions, making it harder to stay committed to your goals. Privacy allows you to build a financial strategy that aligns with your vision and values, free from the pressure of meeting others' expectations or explanations. Privacy around finances also helps protect your mental and emotional well-being. Financial success and struggles both come with their own pressures, and sharing your situation can amplify those stresses. If you're experiencing financial success, revealing it might lead others to impose certain expectations or responsibilities on you, adding stress to your life. On the other hand, if you're facing financial struggles, sharing this information can leave you feeling vulnerable or judged. When you keep your finances private, you allow yourself the space to navigate these challenges at your own pace, making decisions based on what is right for you without the emotional weight of others' opinions or judgments. Another reason for financial discretion is the preservation of your personal security. Revealing too much about your assets or earnings can expose you to a range of risks, including fraud, theft, and other forms of exploitation. In a world where financial scams and identity theft are increasingly common, maintaining privacy about your finances acts as a buffer against these threats. The less people know about your financial details, the harder it becomes for ill-intentioned individuals to take advantage of you. This principle applies not only to acquaintances, but even to the digital realm. Oversharing on social media or in public forums can expose you to unintended dangers, making you a target for scams or fraudulent schemes. Keeping your finances to yourself allows you to maintain control over your financial narrative. When others know too much about your income, assets, or spending habits, they may form opinions about you based solely on those numbers, reducing you to a financial profile rather than seeing you as a whole person. This can affect how people view you and even how they treat you, making it difficult to be authentic in your relationships. Privacy preserves your identity, allowing you to define yourself on your own terms, rather than letting others shape your reputation based on financial assumptions. The discipline of financial privacy also instills a sense of inner strength and autonomy. In choosing not to reveal your financial information, you exercise control over your personal boundaries, showing others that you value yourself enough to protect your own interests. This practice encourages you to develop a healthy relationship with money, where wealth becomes a tool for personal growth and security rather than a status symbol. By taking ownership of your financial privacy, you reinforce your commitment to a life of purpose and integrity, where your worth is defined not by numbers, but by the values you uphold and the principles you live by. Your financial information is a part of your personal foundation. It represents your journey, your efforts, and your aspirations. Keeping it private not only protects you from external threats and influences, but also preserves the integrity of your financial goals. It ensures that your relationships remain genuine, that your goals remain undistracted, and that you retain control over your personal narrative. Financial discretion empowers you to live on your own terms, free from the pressures and expectations of others, and to shape a life that reflects your true self. By choosing privacy, you honor the value of your efforts, allowing your financial journey to be a reflection of who you are and who you are becoming. Personal beliefs form the core of who we are, influencing our values, decisions, and the way we interpret the world around us. They serve as a compass, guiding us through life's complexities and giving us a sense of purpose and identity. Many of these beliefs are cultivated over years, shaped by experiences, upbringing, education, culture, and individual reflection. Because they are so deeply personal, sharing them with others requires a degree of trust and mutual respect. Keeping certain beliefs private can protect them from unnecessary scrutiny or judgment, preserving the peace and clarity they bring to our lives. One reason we might choose to keep personal beliefs private is to avoid conflict. Beliefs often touch on sensitive subjects such as religion, politics, and morality, topics that can be highly polarizing. Discussing these with people who hold opposing views may lead to misunderstandings, arguments, or even damaged relationships. While open dialogue can be constructive, there are times when it's wise to recognize the potential for disagreement and choose to keep our beliefs private instead. This doesn't mean we're hiding who we are, rather, it's a way to preserve harmony, especially with those we care about or have to interact with regularly. In these cases, silence can be a form of respect, an acknowledgement of the diversity of thought that exists in the world. Another reason for keeping beliefs private is that they are often evolving. As we go through life, our beliefs change in response to new experiences, knowledge, and self-reflection. Sharing beliefs that are still taking shape can make us vulnerable to external influences or pressures that might hinder our personal growth. By keeping these evolving beliefs private, we give ourselves the space to explore, question, and refine them without feeling the need to justify or defend them to others. This space allows for an honest self-exploration, which can lead to a deeper, more authentic understanding of ourselves and our beliefs. Personal beliefs also play a role in defining our sense of identity, and some may feel that exposing these beliefs to others would leave them open to judgment. When we reveal our beliefs, we allow others a glimpse into our inner world, which can be a profoundly intimate experience. If others misunderstand or criticize these beliefs, it can feel like a rejection of our very selves. To protect this sense of self, many people choose to keep their beliefs private, avoiding the potential for misunderstanding or judgment that could cause them to question their identity or values. In addition to identity, personal beliefs are often tied to emotions, especially those related to our past experiences or traumas. These beliefs are not merely intellectual ideas but deeply felt convictions shaped by what we've been through. For example, someone who has overcome a difficult period may develop beliefs about resilience, strength, or hope. Sharing these beliefs with others could expose them to criticism or skepticism that might reopen old wounds. By keeping such beliefs private, we maintain a level of emotional safety, honoring our personal experiences and the lessons we've drawn from them without risking painful scrutiny. Private beliefs can give us a sense of control in a world that often feels unpredictable. Beliefs provide structure, helping us make sense of situations that may otherwise seem chaotic or overwhelming. By keeping our beliefs to ourselves, we create an internal sanctuary, a space where our thoughts are untouched by outside opinions. This space can be a powerful source of stability, helping us stay grounded when external circumstances are uncertain. In essence, our private beliefs become an anchor, offering us a sense of continuity and control regardless of what happens around us. Keeping beliefs private also allows for a greater focus on actions over words. Many people find that demonstrating their beliefs through actions is more impactful than verbalizing them. For instance, someone who values kindness may focus on helping others, rather than discussing the importance of kindness. By living out their beliefs without necessarily sharing them, they create an example for others to follow. This quiet commitment to one's values can have a powerful, positive influence on the people around them. In this way, private beliefs contribute to the greater good, subtly shaping the world through action rather than debate. At times, people may choose to keep beliefs private out of respect for cultural or societal norms. In many societies, certain beliefs may be considered unconventional or even taboo. Openly sharing such beliefs could lead to social consequences, such as ostracism or discrimination. By choosing discretion, individuals can protect themselves from these potential repercussions, allowing them to navigate social settings without feeling the need to hide or conform entirely. This choice reflects a nuanced understanding of social dynamics, where individuals balance the expression of their beliefs with respect for the collective norms of their community. Privacy also allows us to maintain our beliefs without the burden of having to defend or rationalize them. Beliefs often have an element of mystery or personal intuition that may not be easily explained. They are felt on a deeper level, sometimes beyond the reach of logic. When we share these beliefs, we may feel pressure to provide rational explanations that may not fully capture their essence. By keeping them private, we avoid this pressure, allowing ourselves the freedom to hold beliefs that resonate with us on an intuitive level, even if they defy conventional logic. In a world where information is constantly shared and opinions are often imposed, maintaining private beliefs can feel liberating. It's a reminder that not everything needs to be public, that some parts of ourselves are ours alone to keep. This sense of autonomy is empowering, reinforcing the idea that we are the primary guardians of our inner lives. When we protect our personal beliefs, we affirm our right to an inner world that is undisturbed by outside influence. The choice to keep personal beliefs private is about honoring the sanctity of our inner lives. These beliefs are a sacred part of who we are, shaped by the most intimate aspects of our experiences, hopes and dreams. By keeping them to ourselves, we create a private space where our true selves can flourish, free from judgment or interference. In this quiet space, we find clarity, resilience, and a deep-seated confidence that comes from knowing that our beliefs are ours alone, nurtured and protected within the depths of our being. Strengths are the unseen forces within us, quietly shaping our responses, decisions, and perspectives. Unlike physical or outward attributes, inner strengths are invisible to the eye, but they are what allow us to endure hardships, grow in the face of adversity, and create a resilient life from the inside out. They are the qualities that help us remain grounded, maintain a sense of purpose, and navigate through challenges with courage and determination. For many, these strengths are deeply personal, cultivated through a combination of life experience, introspection, and perseverance. Often, they are kept private because they are uniquely our own and do not require external validation to exist or flourish. One of the most profound aspects of inner strength is that it often emerges in the face of difficulty. When life presents us with challenges that seem insurmountable, our inner strengths come to the forefront. In moments of hardship, we may discover reserves of resilience, hope, and self-compassion we didn't know we had. These qualities develop gradually and quietly as we respond to life's obstacles. In fact, it is often during the hardest times that we uncover the depth of our inner strength, realizing that we can withstand much more than we had previously imagined. The very act of persevering through hardship becomes a testament to the strength we carry within. Inner strength also allows us to remain authentic and true to ourselves in a world that often pressures us to conform. With a strong sense of inner conviction, we can stand firm in our beliefs, values, and principles even when faced with opposition. This kind of strength is not loud or boastful. It's a quiet but unwavering confidence that does not need the approval of others. People who possess inner strength do not rely on the opinions or judgments of those around them. Instead, they find security within, anchored in their own sense of self-worth and purpose. By drawing strength from within, they can remain authentic, navigating life with integrity even when it means standing alone. Another important facet of inner strength is the ability to maintain self-compassion. Life's journey can be filled with moments of self-doubt, criticism, and perceived failure, and without kindness toward oneself, these moments can be emotionally overwhelming. People who nurture self-compassion within themselves can forgive their mistakes, accept their imperfections, and continue forward without being weighed down by regret or self-judgment. Self-compassion is an act of inner strength because it requires us to confront our shortcomings without letting them define us. It empowers us to embrace the full spectrum of who we are, extending the same grace to ourselves that we would to others. Inner strength also manifests as resilience, the capacity to bounce back from setbacks, failures, and disappointments. Resilience doesn't mean that we don't feel pain or disappointment. It means that we have the ability to endure these emotions without being defeated by them. A resilient person understands that setbacks are a natural part of life and that they do not diminish one's worth or potential. Through resilience, we learn to view obstacles as temporary, and challenges as opportunities for growth. This resilience allows us to rise again and again, even after we have been knocked down, because we trust in our own ability to overcome difficulties. Over time, resilience becomes a wellspring of strength, allowing us to face life with a quiet confidence that no setback can destroy. Another form of inner strength is the ability to stay grounded and centered in the face of external chaos. Life often brings unexpected changes, sudden disruptions, and challenges that can make us feel unsteady. But those with inner strength have learned the art of remaining calm amidst the storm. They understand that while they may not be able to control external events, they can control their response to them. This grounding allows them to act from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. It's a reminder that while we cannot change the waves of life, we can learn to navigate them with grace and purpose, drawing on our own stability to weather any storm. Inner strength is found in our ability to maintain hope and optimism. Even when circumstances appear bleak, hope provides us with a light that guides us through darkness. This type of strength requires faith in possibilities that are not yet visible, an unwavering belief that there is something better beyond the present moment. Hope is not naive or unrealistic. It is the understanding that, no matter how difficult a situation may be, there is always the potential for improvement. Hope fuels perseverance, inspiring us to keep going, to keep trying, and to trust in a future that has yet to unfold. Inner strength is also reflected in the courage to embrace vulnerability. It takes strength to be open, to express our emotions, and to allow ourselves to be seen without fear of judgment. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness, but it is, in fact, a powerful form of inner strength. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we create meaningful connections with others, foster empathy, and encourage authenticity. Vulnerability requires us to let go of the need to appear perfect and instead accept ourselves as we are. This strength is both liberating and empowering, as it reminds us that true connection and love can only be built on a foundation of openness and honesty. One of the final facets of inner strength is adaptability. Life is full of change, and the ability to adapt to new circumstances is a crucial strength. People who are adaptable can face new challenges with a flexible mindset, adjusting to new realities without losing their sense of self. Adaptability is rooted in a profound trust in oneself and in life's unfolding process. When we are adaptable, we can release our attachment to how we think things should be and instead embrace what is. This inner strength allows us to flow with life's changes rather than resist them, making us more resilient and open to new possibilities. Inner strength is a tapestry woven from many different threads: resilience, authenticity, self-compassion, grounding, hope, vulnerability, and adaptability. Each thread adds to the depth and beauty of our inner character, enabling us to live with purpose, integrity, and courage. Inner strength is not about perfection or always being strong. It's about the ability to return to our center, to draw on the resources within us, and to trust in our own ability to handle whatever life brings. It's a quiet but powerful presence, a reminder that, regardless of external circumstances, we carry within us all we need to navigate the journey of life. Inner strength is our true foundation, the essence of who we are, and a source of endless possibility and resilience. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. These words from Psalm 27:14 are not merely a command, but a profound invitation. They invite you to rest in the knowing that God's timing is, without exception, perfect. In the stillness of waiting, trust grows. It is here, in the pause, that true faith is forged. Is that deep and unshakable conviction that the unseen is as certain as the visible, anchoring us through every doubt and storm. It's a strength that carries us forward, even when the path is clouded, when challenges arise, or when the future feels uncertain. Faith is a quiet, persistent assurance within us, a certainty that we are supported by a divine power, moving in perfect harmony with our needs, desires, and highest good. It is the foundation that remains solid even when everything else around us seems to shift. To have faith is to trust without seeing, to lean into a vision or hope that has not yet materialized. It means believing that what we seek already exists in some form, awaiting only the right moment to reveal itself. This belief goes beyond mere hope, it is a knowing. With faith, we don't just wish for things to work out, we know they will. We sense, with quiet certainty, that our lives are unfolding according to a plan, a design that may be invisible to us, but is nonetheless real. Strength lies in its ability to ground us. When we are rooted in faith, we are less affected by life's storms. Difficult circumstances don't sway us as they once did, because we trust that there is a purpose to every season and every challenge. Faith is the anchor that keeps us steady, preventing us from being tossed about by our emotions, our doubts, or our fears. It is what allows us to stay calm, even when the outcome isn't clear, because we trust that the journey is leading us somewhere meaningful, even if we don't fully understand it yet. Asks us to look beyond appearances and see with the heart. It teaches us to recognize that there is more to reality than what meets the eye, that the physical world is only a part of the larger picture. There is a spiritual reality, unseen yet present, that works behind the scenes of our lives, weaving together every event, every encounter, every moment with purpose and precision. When we trust in this, we begin to see our lives through a different lens. Instead of viewing challenges as obstacles, we see them as stepping stones. Instead of fearing delays, we see them as divine timing. This shift in perception is the gift of faith. It transforms our outlook, giving us the resilience to face anything that comes our way. One of the beautiful aspects of faith is that it teaches patience. With faith, we learn to wait without anxiety, to trust without needing to control. We become less concerned with how quickly our desires are fulfilled and more focused on staying connected to the quiet certainty that they will be fulfilled in the right time. Patience born from faith is not passive, it's an active stance, a choice to stay rooted in trust. It is the calm assurance that we are exactly where we need to be, and that the future is already being taken care of. This kind of patience is rare in a world that demands instant results, yet it is one of the most valuable qualities we can cultivate. It frees us from the constant tension of wanting to rush, of needing things to happen according to our own timetable. Faith is also intimately connected with love, for to have faith is to believe that we are loved, cared for, and guided. When we trust in a divine force, we implicitly believe that this force is benevolent, that it has our best interests at heart. This belief fills us with a sense of security, a feeling that we are never alone. Even in the darkest moments, faith reminds us that we are held by something greater than ourselves, something that is always working in our favor. This awareness brings a deep peace, a quiet joy that sustains us, no matter what we face. When we embrace faith, we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to admit that we don't have all the answers, that we can't see every twist and turn ahead. But in this vulnerability lies our greatest strength. Faith does not require certainty. In fact, it flourishes in the unknown. It teaches us that it's okay not to have every detail figured out, because we are guided by a wisdom that transcends our own. This realization frees us from the pressure to have everything under control, allowing us to relax into the flow of life. With faith, we can surrender our worries, trusting that the answers will come when we need them, that solutions will appear at the right time. Faith also calls us to act with courage, to believe in something unseen, to hold on to a vision that has not yet manifested requires bravery. Faith is not passive, it inspires us to take steps toward our dreams, even if we don't know exactly how they will come to fruition. It encourages us to move forward with confidence, trusting that each step we take is guided, that each choice we make brings us closer to our destiny. In this way, faith and action go hand in hand. We do our part, and we trust that the divine does the rest. Faith anchors us, because it is rooted in the truth of who we are and who we are connected to. It reminds us that we are spiritual beings, that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. This knowledge gives us the strength to face anything, to move through life with grace and resilience, no matter what comes our way. Faith anchors us, not by removing life's challenges, but by giving us the inner fortitude to meet them with a calm and trusting heart. It is a quiet, steady presence within us, a constant reminder that we are guided, loved, and supported in ways we cannot always see but can always trust. Divine timing is the natural unfolding of events, orchestrated perfectly beyond our human perception and control. It is a force that moves subtly yet profoundly, aligning the external world with our deepest internal needs, growth, and readiness. When we begin to understand this concept, life becomes less about struggle and control, and more about trust and alignment with a power that knows exactly what we need and when we need it. Every moment, every delay, and every closed door can be seen as an essential part of a grand design. One of the fundamental challenges in trusting divine timing is our attachment to specific outcomes and timetables. Often we imagine that things must unfold according to our plans, our ideas of when. We feel the pressure to make things happen quickly, worrying that any delay means failure or abandonment. Yet divine timing is wiser than our personal preferences. It takes into account factors we cannot see, including the readiness of other people, the alignment of circumstances, and even our own inner growth that may not yet be complete. Divine timing understands that our lives do not exist in isolation, but are interconnected with countless other lives, events, and energies. Every piece must fall into place, so that what manifests is not just timely, but perfect in its impact and significance. What may look like a delay, or even a setback, often holds a purpose that we can only recognize in hindsight. The job that didn't work out, the relationship that ended, or the opportunity that slipped away may have been steps in a process that had a different, better outcome waiting for us. These moments teach us patience and prepare us, refining us for what's to come. Imagine trying to pick a fruit before it's ripe. It won't taste as it should, nor will it nourish as fully. Similarly, when we try to rush our own lives, we may find ourselves frustrated, exhausted, or feeling unfulfilled. Divine timing, however, ensures that when the fruit does ripen, it is sweet, nourishing, and exactly what we need. When we truly understand and trust in divine timing, we cultivate patience not just as a virtue, but as a practice of deep surrender. Patience is more than waiting. It is the art of letting go of our desire for control. In the act of waiting with patience, we are signaling to the universe that we are open, that we believe in a greater wisdom, and that we trust our journey even when we don't see the full picture. This trust is transformative. Instead of pushing and striving relentlessly, we allow ourselves to align, to be receptive, and to flow with life rather than against it. This doesn't mean we don't pursue our goals, rather, it means we do so with a spirit of calm expectancy, moving forward but without the anxious energy that often leads to burnout or disappointment. Divine timing also teaches us humility. It reminds us that our vision, while powerful, is limited. There are layers of reality that operate beyond our immediate understanding. What we think we want or need right now may not be what truly serves our highest purpose. Sometimes we may even be spared from what we think we desire because something greater awaits. Divine timing has a way of refining our desires, showing us through subtle experiences and revelations what we truly value and where our real fulfillment lies. Often, when we finally receive what we've been waiting for, we find ourselves more prepared, more grateful, and more capable of appreciating it fully. This readiness is part of divine timing's gift to us, ensuring that we do not simply achieve, but that we evolve along the way. Another beautiful aspect of divine timing is its effect on relationships. Sometimes people come into our lives or exit them at specific moments that shape us profoundly. At times we may be ready for a connection that another person is not, or they may need to walk a different path for a while. Trusting divine timing in relationships allows us to release the need to control others or to cling to relationships that may no longer serve us. It assures us that every person we meet, every connection we have, is purposeful, and that those meant to be part of our journey will come into alignment at the right moment. This understanding brings a sense of peace to our relationships, allowing us to interact with love and patience rather than fear or desperation. Divine timing also helps us recognize the seasons of our lives. Just as nature has cycles of growth, rest, and renewal, so do we. There are times when our lives are in full bloom, and we see the fruits of our efforts with clarity. At other times, we may feel as though things are slowing down, perhaps even going dormant, just as winter settles over a field. But these seasons are not devoid of purpose, they are essential to our growth. In the quiet, still periods, we are often being prepared, healed, or taught lessons that will empower us in the next season of growth. Trusting divine timing means embracing each season fully, knowing that the rhythm of life includes both high points and quiet moments of introspection and transformation. Divine timing is perfect because it honors the wholeness of who we are and who we are becoming. When we allow it to unfold, we find ourselves experiencing a life that feels in harmony, free from the need to force or rush anything. We realize that every phase, every experience is part of a loving design aimed at helping us reach our highest potential. Divine timing assures us that there is a reason behind every closed door, every wait, and every unplanned twist. Trusting in divine timing is a practice of faith, surrender, and gratitude. It frees us from the burden of trying to control every detail, allowing us to relax into the journey with a heart open to life's infinite possibilities. We begin to see that our dreams are held by a wisdom greater than ourselves, and that this wisdom is always working to bring us not just what we want, but what will fulfill us in ways beyond our own imagining. When we align with divine timing, we find ourselves in the flow of life, knowing that everything, every moment, is unfolding exactly as it should. Patience is often misunderstood as passivity or simply waiting for things to happen, but true patience is far more dynamic. It is a profound inner strength that allows us to stay calm and focused even in the midst of challenges and delays. Patience is a choice to align with a larger process, a decision to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. In this sense, patience is an active power that grants us resilience, steadiness, and the ability to see the bigger picture, even when circumstances seem uncertain or frustrating. Patience as power begins with the understanding that there is value in every moment, including the moments of waiting and uncertainty. In a world that often prizes speed and instant results, patience allows us to step back and see the wisdom in taking our time. It reminds us that growth is not always immediate, that true transformation requires a period of gestation, and that everything in life follows a rhythm. When we embrace patience, we tune into this rhythm, allowing things to mature and unfold naturally, without forcing or rushing them. But this is a strength because it shows that we trust in the process of life and in our ability to navigate it gracefully. Patience requires a level of self-control that can feel like a kind of mastery. To remain patient means to resist the urge to react impulsively or to rush through situations in search of quick solutions. It means cultivating the discipline to keep a long-term perspective rather than getting caught up in immediate discomforts or frustrations. Patience in this way is not passive, it is an intentional choice to hold our ground, to maintain a calm, composed stance regardless of what is happening around us. This composure is power. It allows us to move forward with clarity and purpose rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. Another powerful aspect of patience is its ability to foster inner growth. In moments of delay or waiting, we are given the opportunity to reflect, to learn, and to grow. Patience encourages us to examine our expectations and desires, teaching us to refine them and ensure they are truly aligned with our highest good. It is through patience that we develop qualities such as humility, gratitude, and resilience. We learn that we do not have to control everything to feel secure, that sometimes the best course of action is to simply allow things to unfold. This acceptance builds an inner peace that cannot be shaken by external events. Also deepens our relationships. In a world where misunderstandings, disagreements, and tensions are inevitable, patience allows us to respond with empathy rather than react with anger. It gives us the space to understand others' perspectives and to approach conflicts with a calm, open mind. When we are patient, we create a sense of safety for others, showing them that we are willing to give them the time they need to express themselves and to grow. This openness fosters deeper connections and strengthens the bonds we share with others. Patience, then, is a source of power in relationships as it builds trust and respect, paving the way for meaningful, enduring connections. Patience is also an essential component of achieving our goals and dreams. It teaches us to stay committed and resilient, even when progress seems slow or obstacles appear. In any meaningful pursuit, there will be setbacks, moments of doubt, and periods when results aren't visible. It is patience that keeps us moving forward, one step at a time, regardless of how long the journey takes. With patience, we learn to embrace the process and to appreciate each step along the way, knowing that every effort, every challenge, and every delay is contributing to our ultimate success. This perseverance, this refusal to give up or be discouraged by temporary setbacks, is a powerful quality that distinguishes those who achieve their dreams from those who give up prematurely. Patience also protects us from unnecessary stress and anxiety. When we are patient, we accept that not everything will happen exactly when or how we want. This acceptance frees us from the constant worry and frustration that come from trying to control every aspect of our lives. Instead of feeling pressured to make things happen, we allow ourselves to relax into the natural flow of events, trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. This relaxed approach not only brings peace of mind, but also allows us to enjoy the present moment more fully. We no longer view waiting as wasted time, rather, we see it as an opportunity to rest, to reflect, and to prepare for what is to come. The power of patience lies in its ability to transform our relationship with time. Instead of seeing time as an enemy or something to race against, we begin to see it as a partner in our journey. We understand that time is a necessary component of growth, and that every meaningful achievement, every significant transformation, requires time to develop. Patience allows us to honor this process, to respect the journey, and to trust that all things are coming to us at the right moment. Patience is not about waiting passively, it is about actively choosing to trust the process, to believe in ourselves, and to honor the timing of life. It is the power to stay calm, centered, and focused, regardless of external circumstances. Patience is a source of strength that enables us to face challenges with grace, to pursue our goals with resilience, and to build relationships with understanding. It is the quiet, steady force that guides us through life, teaching us to embrace each moment and to trust that everything we seek is on its way in perfect timing. In a world that moves fast and demands constant action, patience is a radical choice. It is a choice to trust that life knows what it's doing, that we don't need to force or control everything. Patience allows us to live with a sense of peace, knowing that every experience is part of a larger journey, that every delay has a purpose, and that every moment of waiting is bringing us closer to the fulfillment of our dreams. This is the true power of patience, the ability to wait, to trust, and to remain steady in the face of uncertainty, knowing that all things are unfolding as they should. Surrendering over control is one of the most profound shifts we can make in our lives. It invites us to let go of our need to manage every detail, every outcome, and every turn of our journey. This isn't about giving up on goals or resigning ourselves to a life without direction. Rather, it's about recognizing the limitations of our perspective and allowing a higher wisdom, whether you view it as life, the universe, or a divine intelligence, to guide the process. Surrender is a path to peace, freedom, and trust, qualities that are difficult to cultivate in a world that often pushes us to control everything. The drive to control is deeply ingrained in us. We want certainty, security, and predictability because these things make us feel safe. However, life itself is inherently uncertain and unpredictable. The need for control becomes problematic when it blinds us to possibilities beyond our limited view and binds us to a rigid path that may not serve our highest good. Control is rooted in fear of the unknown, fear of failure, and fear of disappointment. When we are constantly trying to control outcomes, we are acting from a place of doubt, assuming that things won't work out unless we manage every detail. On the other hand, is an act of faith. It is the willingness to release our grip on how we think things should go and trust in the wisdom of life itself. When we surrender, we're not abandoning our desires or dreams, we're simply choosing to release the mental and emotional strain of trying to make everything happen on our terms. We learn to see life as a co-creative process where we put in our best effort and then let go, allowing forces beyond our control to support us in ways we couldn't have predicted. This release is not a sign of weakness, it is an acknowledgement that there is a larger intelligence at play, one that often knows better than we do what is truly best for us. Surrender brings peace because it frees us from the constant tension of trying to orchestrate every aspect of our lives. When we let go, we make space for acceptance. Instead of resisting what is, we learn to embrace it. We start to see obstacles as opportunities, delays as moments for reflection, and setbacks as redirections towards something better. This shift in perspective transforms our experiences, allowing us to flow with life rather than fight against it. We become more resilient, more adaptable, and less easily thrown off balance by challenges. Life becomes less about forcing outcomes and more about embracing the journey, wherever it may lead. We also find freedom. Control is exhausting. When we're always trying to manipulate or predict the future, we expend a tremendous amount of mental and emotional energy. This constant effort can drain us, leaving us feeling anxious, tense, and fatigued. Surrender allows us to release this burden. We are freed from the need to know exactly how everything will unfold and from the pressure of making it all happen ourselves. In this space of freedom, we reconnect with a sense of curiosity and wonder, approaching each day with openness rather than rigid expectations. Trust is a key component of surrender. To let go of control, we must develop a deep trust in life itself. This trust is built gradually, through experience and reflection, as we begin to notice that things often work out, even when we don't force them. We see that some of our best outcomes came not from carefully calculated plans, but from unexpected turns and opportunities that arose when we allowed life to lead. This trust isn't blind or passive, it is a choice to believe that we are supported, that there is a purpose to our journey, and that everything we experience is part of our growth. Surrender does not mean inaction. It doesn't mean we stop striving or putting in effort. Rather, surrender is about releasing our attachment to specific outcomes. It's about doing our best and then allowing the rest to unfold in its own time. This approach encourages us to set intentions, take inspired actions, and make choices with clarity while remaining flexible and open to what may come. We understand that while we have the power to influence our lives, we don't need to control every aspect to ensure a positive outcome. In fact, surrender often allows things to unfold in ways that are beyond what we could have imagined. One of the most beautiful aspects of surrender is the sense of harmony it brings. When we release the need for control, we begin to see ourselves as part of a larger flow, one that is intelligent, interconnected, and purposeful. We start to notice synchronicities, moments when life seems to align effortlessly. We meet the right people at the right time, we encounter resources we need, and we feel guided in subtle, powerful ways. This harmony is not something we can force, it is something we experience when we surrender to the rhythm of life. We realize that we are supported, and that the universe is, in its own way, conspiring to help us grow and thrive. Surrendering over control is ultimately about coming into a relationship with life based on trust, openness, and humility. It's an invitation to release our ego-driven need to be in charge and instead embrace the unknown with courage. This shift allows us to cultivate a deep inner peace, one that is not dependent on external circumstances. We become less reactive and more at ease, knowing that we don't have to control every moment to be secure. Our security comes from within, from a deep-seated trust that life is guiding us, supporting us, and leading us exactly where we need to go. We discover a profound strength, the strength to remain centered amidst uncertainty, to face challenges without losing hope, and to trust in the wisdom of life itself. By letting go of control, we gain something far more valuable, the freedom to live fully, to experience each moment as it is, and to trust that we are exactly where we are meant to be. This journey of surrender is a journey toward inner peace, true freedom, and a life that flows in harmony with the natural rhythm of existence. Through surrender, we find that life becomes not a battle to win, but a dance to enjoy, a path that unfolds with purpose, grace, and ease. Inner vision and assurance are profound qualities that shape how we perceive our lives, make decisions, and move through the world. Inner vision is the ability to look beyond the surface of things, to connect with our deeper desires, values, and purpose. It's about seeing with the heart and mind, rather than with the physical eyes, tuning into a sense of inner guidance that often transcends what logic alone can provide. Assurance, on the other hand, is the confidence and trust we hold in that vision. It's the quiet knowing that, regardless of external circumstances, we are on the right path, and that our vision will manifest in its own perfect timing. Having inner vision is like possessing an internal compass that guides us, even in moments of darkness or uncertainty. When we cultivate this quality, we become less swayed by external opinions or temporary setbacks. We begin to understand that the most important truth is the one that resides within us. This is especially crucial in a world filled with distractions and competing voices, where it's all too easy to lose touch with our own aspirations and values. Inner vision allows us to remain grounded, connected to our own purpose, and focused on what truly matters. It's an act of alignment, a choice to prioritize our unique calling over the noise of the world. To cultivate inner vision, we must develop the habit of introspection and self-reflection. This means carving out time to be still, to look inward, and to listen to the subtle voice of intuition that often speaks quietly beneath the surface of conscious thought. Through practices such as meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature, we create space to tune into this deeper awareness. The insights that arise from these moments are often the ones that hold the most power to guide us forward. When we consistently tap into this inner vision, we gain clarity on our path and become more resilient in the face of challenges, as we know that our direction is aligned with our truest self. Inner vision also empowers us to see potential where others may see obstacles. It helps us recognize opportunities that align with our purpose and to pursue them, even if they initially appear challenging or unconventional. When we are guided by inner vision, we are more willing to take risks, to move beyond our comfort zones, and to follow a path that may not make sense to others. This is because we are driven not by external validation, but by a sense of purpose that comes from within. We trust that the journey, though uncertain, is worth taking because it aligns with who we are at our core. Assurance complements inner vision by providing the confidence and trust needed to act on it. Assurance is not blind optimism, rather, it is a deeply held belief that regardless of what challenges may arise, we are capable of navigating them and that everything is unfolding for our highest good. This confidence comes from experience, from past moments when we faced uncertainty and emerged stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Assurance allows us to remain steady, even when the future is unclear, as we trust in the wisdom of our inner vision and in the process of life itself. We are less likely to second-guess ourselves or be swayed by doubt. We recognize that setbacks are not signs of failure, but rather opportunities for growth and learning. Instead of abandoning our vision at the first sign of difficulty, we approach challenges with curiosity, asking ourselves what lessons we can learn and how we can grow from them. Assurance gives us the strength to persevere, to remain committed to our path, and to view obstacles as stepping stones toward our ultimate goals. Inner vision and assurance also help us cultivate a sense of peace and fulfillment. When we are clear on our path and trust in the journey, we experience less anxiety about the future and feel more present in each moment. We are not constantly seeking validation or chasing after external rewards. Rather, we find fulfillment in knowing that we are living in alignment with our purpose. This sense of inner peace is one of the most valuable gifts of cultivating inner vision and assurance, as it allows us to live fully without being consumed by the need for control or certainty. Furthermore, when we operate from a place of inner vision and assurance, we inspire others to do the same. People are drawn to those who live with purpose and confidence, as this energy is contagious. By embodying these qualities, we encourage others to look within, to connect with their own vision, and to trust in their journey. This creates a ripple effect, contributing to a world where more people are guided by their true selves, rather than external pressures or fears. We become a source of light, hope, and inspiration for those around us, simply by living in alignment with our own truth. Living with inner vision and assurance does not mean that challenges will disappear or that we will never experience doubt. Life is inherently unpredictable, and there will always be moments of uncertainty. However, with these qualities, we are able to navigate these moments with grace, resilience, and a sense of purpose. We are less likely to be thrown off course by temporary setbacks or to abandon our path when things become difficult. Instead, we draw upon our inner vision to remind us of our purpose and our assurance to keep moving forward, knowing that every experience is part of our journey. Inner vision and assurance allow us to live authentically, to pursue our dreams with courage, and to trust in the timing and unfolding of our lives. They free us from the need for constant validation, from the fear of the unknown, and from the pressure to conform to others' expectations. They give us the courage to follow a path that is uniquely ours, to embrace each moment as it comes, and to find peace in the knowledge that we are exactly where we are meant to be. With inner vision and assurance, we are empowered to live fully, to create a life that resonates with our deepest values, and to trust that everything we need will be revealed in perfect timing. This is the true power of living with inner vision and assurance, a life that is aligned, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling, one that flows from the heart and radiates out into the world. Love casts out fear. This truth resonates in every corner of life, illuminating the depths of human experience and holding the power to dissolve even the deepest anxieties. Love, in its purest form, is fearless. It transcends boundaries, sees beyond faults, and embraces the fullness of existence without condition or restraint. It is the antidote to fear, because where love reigns, fear cannot coexist. Love heals, nurtures, and inspires confidence, while fear limits, binds, and suppresses. When we cultivate love within ourselves and direct it toward others and the world around us, we unlock a freedom that only love can provide, a freedom that liberates us from fear's paralyzing grip. By its nature, constrains us. It operates from a place of limitation, feeding on insecurity and doubt, and often keeps us from fully engaging with life. Fear whispers that we are not enough, that the world is unsafe, or that we are separate and alone. It sows division between us and others, urging us to shield ourselves, avoid risks, and retreat from the world. Fear seeks to protect, but often ends up isolating us from the experiences that bring joy, growth, and connection. When we listen to fear, we give it power over our decisions, our relationships, and our sense of self. But love, true, unconditional love, can dissolve these limitations, inviting us into a fuller, more courageous way of living. Love moves in the opposite direction of fear. It does not recoil or hide, it opens, embraces, and expands. Love is rooted in trust, acceptance, and unity. It enables us to see others with compassion, to forgive, and to understand. When we love, we feel connected to others and to life itself in a profound way, and this sense of connection gives us courage. Love reminds us that we are part of something greater than ourselves, that we are worthy, and that there is a purpose to our lives. This sense of belonging and purpose naturally counteracts fear, as it allows us to rest in a feeling of security that is not based on external factors, but on an inner knowing that we are safe, valued, and held. To embody love, we must first learn to love ourselves. Self-love is the foundation upon which all other forms of love are built. When we love ourselves, we accept our strengths and our weaknesses, our successes and our failures. We release the need to be perfect or to meet the unrealistic expectations that fear often imposes. In embracing ourselves fully, we develop a sense of worthiness that is unshaken by external circumstances. This self-acceptance frees us from the fear of judgment, rejection, and failure, as we no longer rely on others' validation to feel complete. Self-love empowers us to take risks, to step outside our comfort zones, and to pursue our passions without fear of falling short. As we deepen our self-love, we become more capable of extending love to others. Fear often manifests in relationships as jealousy, resentment, or possessiveness, all rooted in a fear of loss or inadequacy. But love, when given freely, is expansive and freeing. It seeks not to control or possess, but to support and uplift. When we approach others from a place of love, we foster connection and trust. creating a space where both individuals feel valued and accepted. In these relationships, fear loses its hold, replaced by a sense of mutual respect and understanding that nurtures both people involved. Love dissolves fear by creating a foundation of trust, where we are free to be ourselves and where vulnerability is met with compassion. Love also grants us the courage to face life's uncertainties. While fear urges us to avoid the unknown, love invites us to explore it. When we view life through the lens of love, we see challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. We understand that every experience, whether joyous or difficult, contributes to our journey and enriches our understanding. Love teaches us resilience, for it shows us that we are capable of enduring hardship and that we can emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. This resilience, born of love, gives us the courage to confront our fears, to step into the unknown, and to trust that, no matter what happens, we will be okay. In moments of fear, love provides us with a different perspective. Where fear focuses on scarcity, love sees abundance. Where fear emphasizes separation, love sees unity. Love teaches us that we are interconnected, that our actions have meaning, and that we are all part of a larger tapestry of life. When we act from a place of love, we contribute to the well-being of others and to the world around us. Our choices are no longer driven by self-preservation, but by a desire to create, to uplift, and to serve. In this way, love not only casts out fear but transforms it, turning it into a force for positive change. Practicing love over fear is a daily choice. It requires us to be mindful, to observe our thoughts and actions, and to choose love even in challenging situations. This does not mean we will never feel fear. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. But we can learn to respond to fear with compassion and understanding, to acknowledge it without allowing it to control us. Each time we choose love over fear, we strengthen our capacity for love and weaken fear's influence. Over time, this practice becomes a way of life, one that fills us with peace, joy, and a profound sense of freedom. Love is a transformative power, capable of healing wounds, bridging divides, and inspiring greatness. It casts out fear because it reminds us of our inherent worth and our connection to all that is. When we live from a place of love, we experience a freedom that fear cannot offer, a freedom to be ourselves, to connect deeply with others, and to embrace life fully. Love invites us to trust in the goodness of life, to see beauty in each moment, and to recognize that we are all part of a grand, interconnected whole. In this way, love casts out fear, replacing it with peace, hope, and a courage that carries us forward with joy. Embracing the unseen means cultivating faith in what lies beyond our immediate perception, trusting the quiet forces at work beneath the surface of life. Much of life's depth, beauty, and potential exist beyond what we can physically see or understand with our rational minds. To embrace the unseen is to recognize that not everything we need to know or experience is tangible or measurable. It's about learning to trust in things we can't yet see, feeling at ease with uncertainty, and surrendering to a force greater than ourselves. This is a call to connect with intuition, faith, and the subtle energies that guide and shape our experiences. When we embrace the unseen, we step into a world of possibility, one that extends beyond the limitations of physical reality. Life becomes a dance between the visible and the invisible, where the unseen acts as a partner, subtly guiding us and presenting us with opportunities we might have overlooked had we only trusted our physical senses. We begin to understand that the universe operates on a level that is mysterious and at times incomprehensible to the human mind. Embracing this mystery opens us up to wonder, to awe, and to the realization that we are connected to something far larger than ourselves. It is an invitation to move beyond fear and control, allowing ourselves to flow with life rather than resisting or trying to dominate it. The unseen requires a shift in how we perceive reality. In modern society, we are often conditioned to value only what we can measure, observe, and control. Logic, analysis, and tangible outcomes are emphasized, while intuition, feeling, and spiritual awareness are often undervalued. However, When we embrace the unseen, we begin to value these subtler ways of knowing. We realize that intuition, those gut feelings and inner nudges, is a powerful guide, leading us toward the people, places, and experiences that align with our true selves. By tuning into this internal compass, we learn to navigate life in a way that feels authentic and deeply fulfilling. This journey into the unseen also demands a certain level of surrender. In embracing what we cannot see, we let go of our need for certainty and control. It is human nature to seek security in the familiar, to want definitive answers, and to fear the unknown. But life's greatest gifts often come when we allow ourselves to step into the unknown, to trust in the process, and to believe that there is a divine order at play. This surrender is not a passive act, it's an active decision to place our faith in something larger than ourselves, to trust that we are being guided even when we can't see the path ahead clearly. In this surrender, we find freedom as we release the burden of trying to control every outcome. Embracing the unseen also allows us to see life as interconnected, to understand that there are forces working on our behalf, even when we're not aware of them. Relationships, opportunities, and experiences that may initially seem random often reveal themselves to be intricately woven into the fabric of our lives. Synchronicities and seemingly coincidental events take on a new meaning when we trust in the unseen. They become signs, guiding lights, or gentle nudges from the universe, showing us that we are aligned with our purpose. These moments remind us that we are never alone, and that our lives are constantly being supported by invisible threads of connection, even when we cannot perceive them directly. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing the unseen is the peace it brings. Fear often arises when we feel disconnected or isolated, when we believe that everything rests solely on our shoulders. But when we embrace the unseen, we develop an unshakable sense of peace and trust, knowing that we are part of something greater. This peace is rooted in the understanding that life unfolds in its own perfect timing, that every challenge, loss, or detour serves a purpose. We begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as essential steps in our journey, helping us grow and evolve. This shift in perspective brings calm even during difficult times, as we recognize that we are always supported, always held by the invisible forces that surround us. Embracing the unseen invites us to move beyond a purely transactional view of life. When we are overly focused on achieving specific outcomes, we risk missing out on the magic that life has to offer. Embracing the unseen encourages us to adopt a mindset of curiosity and openness, allowing us to appreciate the journey itself rather than just the destination. It teaches us to find beauty in the present moment, to recognize the wonder that exists all around us, even in the smallest details. We become less focused on reaching particular milestones and more engaged with the richness of each experience, trusting that what is meant for us will find us, often in ways that are better than anything we could have planned. To embrace the unseen is to live with faith. It is a decision to trust in the goodness of life, to believe that we are guided and that everything we experience has meaning, even if we cannot see it right away. This faith is not naive optimism, it is a grounded, mature trust that comes from knowing that life is a journey of growth, transformation, and learning. Embracing the unseen enables us to face uncertainty with confidence, knowing that every step we take is purposeful and that every experience has value. It reminds us that we are co-creators of our reality, participating in a dance with forces that support, guide, and uplift us in ways we may never fully understand. Living in harmony with the unseen brings a richness to life that goes beyond material success or tangible accomplishments. It fills us with a sense of purpose, connection, and wonder. By embracing the unseen, we cultivate resilience, peace, and a profound appreciation for the mysteries of existence. We come to realize that life is not a puzzle to be solved, but a masterpiece in the making, one that is unfolding in perfect harmony with a force greater than we can comprehend. And in this realization, we find both solace and strength, knowing that we are supported, guided, and deeply connected to the invisible fabric of life itself. To understand the fulfillment of all desires, we must first recognize that desire itself is a natural, intrinsic part of the human experience. It moves us forward, gives shape to our aspirations, and colors the way we interact with the world. Desires are often seen as the things we want to obtain or achieve, yet their purpose goes much deeper. True fulfillment begins not from achieving or obtaining, but from aligning our inner selves with the awareness that what we seek is already part of us. This shift in perspective opens up the potential for desires to be met in ways that are often richer and more satisfying than we imagined. The first step toward realizing the fulfillment of all desires is to move from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. This shift requires us to look beyond the apparent limitations of our immediate reality and to begin seeing ourselves as co-creators of our experiences. When we believe that everything we need is already available to us in some form, we open ourselves to receive in ways we may not have anticipated. This doesn't mean that we no longer have goals or dreams, but rather that we no longer view them as separate from us, or as things we must endlessly chase. Instead, we embrace the idea that our desires are a natural extension of our inner state, and that their fulfillment is woven into the very fabric of who we are. This process also teaches us to trust in timing. Fulfillment often requires patience and a willingness to allow our desires to unfold in their own way. When we trust in the natural rhythm of life, we find that our desires are often fulfilled in ways that we could not have planned or orchestrated ourselves. In fact, much of the anxiety around desire stems from a need to control outcomes, to dictate exactly how and when things should happen. But when we step back and release this need for control, we create space for life to move in unexpected ways. By surrendering to this flow, we allow our desires to manifest organically, trusting that everything will come to us at the right time. One of the keys to experiencing all desires as fulfilled is gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. It attunes us to the abundance that surrounds us in each moment, even when it may appear modest or incomplete. By cultivating gratitude, we begin to notice the many small ways in which our desires are already being fulfilled, often in subtle or unexpected forms. This practice allows us to live in a state of appreciation, which in turn attracts more of what we desire. Gratitude, therefore, becomes a bridge between our current reality and our deepest aspirations, helping us to feel fulfilled even as we continue to grow and evolve. Fulfillment is also about releasing attachments to specific outcomes. When we are rigidly attached to a particular form of fulfillment, we limit the ways in which our desires can be met. This attachment often arises from the fear that if things don't happen exactly as we envision, we will be left wanting. Yet true fulfillment often comes in forms we don't expect. Life, with its infinite wisdom, may have a greater plan for us than we could conceive ourselves. By releasing our attachment to how our desires must be fulfilled, we open ourselves to possibilities beyond our imagination. We allow life to surprise us, to exceed our expectations, and to lead us toward deeper satisfaction than we might have thought possible. The fulfillment of desire is closely tied to self-awareness. As we grow and evolve, our desires also transform, reflecting our inner journey. Desires that once seemed paramount may lose their importance as we gain clarity about what truly matters to us. This process is natural and necessary. It allows us to refine our sense of purpose and to align our lives with our authentic selves. When we remain attuned to our evolving desires, we experience fulfillment not as a static achievement, but as an ongoing process of self-realization. We recognize that each fulfilled desire brings us closer to understanding who we are and what we are here to do. To truly experience all desires as fulfilled, it's essential to view each desire as an invitation to grow. Every aspiration, no matter how large or small, carries within it the potential for personal transformation. When we view desire through this lens, we see that the journey toward fulfillment is as valuable as the outcome. Desires become a pathway for us to explore our potential, to expand our consciousness, and to deepen our connection with life. In this way, fulfillment is not a distant goal, but a state of being, a continuous unfolding of our highest self. The fulfillment of all desires is an inner experience. It arises from a sense of completeness that is independent of external circumstances. When we realize that we are already whole, we no longer look to desire as a means to fill a void. Instead, we see our desires as reflections of our boundless creativity, our capacity for joy, and our willingness to embrace life fully. This inner fulfillment radiates outward, transforming our relationship with desire and with the world around us. We come to understand that all desires are already fulfilled within us, as they lead us deeper into the truth of our own being.